Hello everyone, welcome back. Just finalising some audio settings and then we will switch over to the main scene. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Hello everyone, and welcome back to this increasingly awkward and incredibly self-indulgent stream series I'm doing, where I am ranking all of my favourite games from the last 25 years. We currently have 174 games on the list, ranging from 2001 to 2009. And today we're going to start with 2010, and hopefully, I won't promise it, but hopefully we might make it all the way to 2015. Again, no promises. That's why I put 2010 to 2014 on the video title, because I don't want to promise 2015, but if we make it, we'll do it. Again, I'm trying to keep the stream length down to about 3 hours if possible. Hello, Padoka. Evening. We're doing this bullshit again. I am determined to get through this. This was originally envisioned in my mind as a single 3 to 4 hour stream, and then it has ballooned massively into a minimum of 5 separate streams because I completely underestimated just how long it would take to talk about, I don't know, approximately 300 games. I'm learning that I am pretty bad at planning things, I think. I think I'm quite bad at planning things. Yeah, imagine if I kept showing gameplay footage as well. We'd be here for fucking forever. Jesus Christ. We'd have to have a stream for every year, and I don't think anyone has the patience for that. Not even me. Okay, so let us get on with it. We're starting with 2010. I have 17 games from 2010 that I am particularly fond of. As we go through the years, the number of games per year will tend to average, will tend to trend downwards. So we're below 20 now. As we get further, we'll start getting closer, and then finally below 15, and then some of the last few years have 10 or even less games on them, so let's get on with it. So we should do, hopefully as we get towards the end, do more years per video. So, alright. Our first game that we are going to rank for this video is on the Nintendo DS. As games become less and less remarkable, I see. I mean, the less I have to say about a game, hopefully the faster we will rank it. Anyway, let's get on. The first game we're going to rank from 2010 is a little game on the DS called Super Scribblenauts, which is, whoops, the picture's a bit big, a very charming little game. A very charming little puzzle game where you have to solve puzzles by writing down words in order to summon items. I have my original copy here. Super Scribblenauts is the second Scribblenauts game. The original Scribblenauts was a very similar idea, but it wasn't, I don't know, the implementation wasn't super great. So now, like in the original game, you could just write the names of things, you know, and those things would appear as manipulatable objects. Some of them would be manipulatable. Some of them would have their own behaviours, which they would act on. Like, you know, if you typed in T-Rex, it would spawn a T-Rex, and that thing would have its own programming. It would kind of stomp around and eat people that were around in the level as well. Super Scribblenauts added the ability to add oh my god. Oh my god, god damn it, I forget the name of the type of word, but it's like a descriptor. It allowed you to add modifiers. So like, instead of just writing T-Rex, you could write flaming T-Rex, and then the T-Rex would spawn on fire. Shit like that, you know, or a green T-Rex, or a, you know. Adjectives, thank you. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I get every... You know what, the thing they say about school is that you learn all this shit in school, but most of it you never need to, like, refer to. Like, I know what adjectives are, and I use adjectives, but very rarely in my life do I need to use the word adjective, so that word gets pushed further and further and further back to the limited access part of my brain, to the point where I can barely remember it. It's the same with a lot of things. Like, who the fuck uses long multiplication in their everyday life? Everyone learns it in school. How many people use it every day? Very few. Anyway, Super Scribblenauts, really cool little puzzle game. It's probably the first genuinely good Scribblenauts game. Let's have a look. The funny thing about Scribblenauts is that 90% of the puzzles can be solved just by giving the main character wings and a gun. Just type in the word wings and then attach them to the character, and then type in gun and then give that to the character, and with just those two things you can solve 90% of the puzzles in this game. It's a little bit, you know... The game is as fun as the amount of imagination you're willing to put into it, I guess. But if you're feeling really lazy, you could just give the guy wings and a gun and just fly through the game. Super Scribblenauts is a cool game. It is a better game, I think, to me, than C12. It's better than Infinite Space. It's better than Flower. It's better than... It's cooler than Rise of Nations. I don't think it's as good as Stubbs the Zombie. So it's going... in here. There we go. Super Scribblenauts. Okay, next game. This is a game that I think most people know about. This was quite the little indie darling the year it came out. I think it even topped some Game of the Year lists. It is Limbo. Limbo was originally an Xbox 360 exclusive. I don't think it came to any other platforms for at least 2 years after its initial release in 2010. Limbo's really cool. It's very stylistic little platformer where you're running from various horrible creatures. Most famously, giant spiders in that game. That's probably one of the most iconic moments in this game. Is early on when you encounter the giant spider. I think a lot of people consider that to be a very iconic moment. Limbo's really cool. It has exactly one trick, which is its art style, but it does that one trick extremely well. It is a very, very, like, really kind of like visually gorgeous game. Like it holds up today. You play Limbo today and it still looks gorgeous. It is got such a strong art style. Limbo, I would just put Limbo. Limbo is better than Majesty 2. Limbo is better than Trauma Center. It's not as good as Far Cry 2. Okay. Right, the next game we're gonna rank might raise some eyebrows, but bear with me. Some of you might know what this game is, and those of you who know what this game is probably know about it in the context of it being a bad game. But bear with me, I shall explain my case. The game is Deadly Premonition, of which I still have my original copy here. Deadly Premonition is a fucking weird game. Deadly Premonition, by regular standards, should be considered a terrible game, right? The graphics are bad. It doesn't have a very good frame rate a lot of the time. The controls are fucking awful. The voice acting is some of the worst voice acting I've heard this side of 1995. But the game is the strength of this game is the sheer absurdity of it all. This game is enjoyable because everything is just so fucking absurd and but it's not absurd intentionally. Like this was somebody's genuine effort to create like a compelling story. The developer is Swery65 is the guy, I think the lead director for this game. Swery65. It's a guy who's kind of notorious for making very awkward, strange games with terrible voice acting, and this is probably his masterpiece. This game's incredible. If you have not played a significant amount of Deadly Premonition, you should try and play a significant amount of Deadly Premonition. And the graphics will be terrible. The controls are going to be terrible. The story is going to be terrible. But if you stick with it long enough, it starts growing on you in like a really unexpected way. And I bought this game as a joke. I started playing it as like a joke, being, oh my god, this game's so terrible. Oh my god, it's so funny. Look how bad it is. And like 6 to 8 hours in, I was hooked. I couldn't put the game down. I couldn't believe how endearing this game becomes. Like it's really funny because when this game came out, a lot of video game journalists and websites made fun of it. Most famously, Destructoid. Right? Like Destructoid famously gave it a 10 out of 10. As like a joke when this game came out. Destructoid had like a very funny review where they gave it a 10 out of 10. And then the problem is that counted as a real review score, so the publishers of the game decided, right, you gave us a 10 out of 10. You're a real review website, so we're just going to take that 10 out of 10 and put it on the box. And so straight up, it's just got, even if it's an ironic 10 out of 10, it still has a 10 out of 10 review score on the box. It's so funny. And I don't know if the developers of the game understand the joke around it or why people like the game, or if they realize everyone's just kind of making fun of them, but in like a ultimately well-meaning way, but my god, this game kind of rules. The Xbox 360 version of Deadly Premonition remains the best version of the game. All the other releases of Deadly Premonition are inferior, like massively inferior. Like it doesn't... the game has like bad controls and like iffy performance on the 360, but if you can believe it, somehow the controls are even worse. And the performance is a lot worse on every single other platform. Every single re-release of the game, if it sucks. They somehow keep releasing this game on other platforms, and it somehow like gets worse performance-wise. And so if you want to play Deadly Premonition, try and find a way to play the 360 version, because that's the version of the game that plays, if you can believe it, if there is a version that actually plays well, the 360 version is the one that plays the best. So, Deadly Premonition I like more than Far Cry 2, I like it more than Prey, I like it more than Beautiful Joe, I like it more than Bridge Commander. We should play through Deadly Premonition at some point. God, I haven't played this game in years. I need to go again. I like it more than that 360 Sega Rally. I like it more than Sonic Advance 2. I like it more than Jade Empire. I like it more than Shadow Complex. I don't like it as much as Soul Reaver 2, so it's our new number 153. This game is hilarious and in some ways extremely broken, but my god, is it a great time. Okay. Next game. Is a horror game. And it's one of the very few horror games I've played that have actually scared the shit out of me. Most horror games I play don't have that much of an effect on me. It's like, oh yeah, that's a monster. Yep, gotta run away from the monster, I guess. Here we go. The number of horror games that have actually made me feel genuinely, like, tense, incredibly few. And this is one of them. This game is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. From Frictional Games. This is the game responsible for starting the non-stop flood of indie horror slop that we've been enduring since 2011, I will say. The success of this game kind of started an indie horror boom that never really ended. And I'm starting to get really, really, really sick of indie horror games because the vast majority of them are just low effort shit. But the Amnesia games are legitimately quite good. I do like the Amnesia games. The Dark Descent, I think, still to this day, the scariest of all the Amnesia games. Still. I like it better than Soul Reaver 2. I like it better than original Paper Mario. I don't like it as much as Pixel Junk Shooter, so it's going here. It's our new 150. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Here we go. Next game is a beat-em-up. There's another downloadable game that ended up being way better than anyone could have predicted. It is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World: The Game. This is a four-player co-op beat-em-up that has some extremely high-quality pixel art and just feels incredibly good to play, and is so much fun in multiplayer. It looks great, it plays great, it's got a fantastic soundtrack. This is maybe one of the best movie tie-in games ever made. And it, I think within the last couple years, got a re-release on modern platforms, which is really cool because there was a number of years there where you couldn't buy it anymore because the license had lapsed, and so it had been taken off of all of the digital storefronts. But yeah, I think a couple years ago somebody renewed the license for this game, and so now you can get it again, which is awesome because this game is awesome. It's a fantastic co-op game. I like it better than Pixel Junk Shooter. I think it's a better game than the 2008 Prince of Persia. I think it's a better game than Super Paper Mario. I think it's better than Deadly Silence. It's not as good as Tony Hawk Underground though, so it's going between Resident Evil Deadly Silence and Tony Hawk Underground. Okay. Speaking of games with incredible soundtracks, our next game is another downloadable game from 2010. How many people even remember this thing exists? Not enough, because this is incredible. The game is Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, which is a phenomenal little game where it's a Pac-Man game that doesn't actually play like Pac-Man. Like, yes, you are Pac-Man moving around a maze, but you play it in a very different way. So you're not just avoiding ghosts, you are building up a chain of ghosts that follow you in an ever-increasing line around the maze. And you need to pick your route around the maze very carefully because the ghosts won't take the shortest path to you, they will follow the exact route that you're doing. So it's like you're forming a tail of ghosts. And so you have to make your way around the maze, picking up the pellets, being careful not to take paths that would end up with you crashing into your own tail. Think of it as a game, it's like a cross between Pac-Man and Snake. And the more ghosts you build up behind you, the faster the game gets, so the speed slowly increases as the tail gets longer. And it's got an incredible soundtrack. This game has an amazing soundtrack. It's got a thumping EDM soundtrack that really goes with the colourful visuals. And basically, you have to pick your moment. Okay, like when's a good time to grab the power pellet, turn around, and eat the entire tail of ghosts, and it feels so good whenever you do that. It feels so good. Oh, this game is sick. Pac-Man Championship Edition DX is probably my favourite Pac-Man game. I like it more than Scott Pilgrim. I like it more than the original Call of Duty. I like it more than Virtua Tennis 2. I like it more than Killer 7. It's not as good as Afterburner Climax. And it's specifically the DX version of the game, because there's regular Pac-Man Championship Edition, which is a more traditional Pac-Man game. It's not the weird, like, mishmash with Snake that DX is. DX is a completely different game. I don't even know why they bothered to put the Championship Edition in there, because Championship Edition and Championship Edition DX are completely different video games. I think it just causes confusion. They should have just called it Pac-Man DX. That would have made more sense to me. Okay, next game. From 2010. It's another downloadable game. A lot of downloadable games. I feel like 2010 is when, like, you started to see the number of, like, really high quality downloadable games like really increase, you know. because there are so many great, like, smaller downloadable only stuff coming out that year. One of them was Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy was, or rather is, an incredibly fun but incredibly difficult platformer. I guess you could describe it as what some people call a massacre platformer. Massacre is a subgenre of platformer that are designed intentionally to be extremely hard. And so I guess Super Meat Boy could be classed as one of those. Here's the thing though, Super Meat Boy is extremely hard, but it's not unfair. Super Meat Boy is very fair. Traditionally, a lot of other massacre platformers will hide a lot of the hazards and then like kill you in really like fucked up ways, sudden ways that you couldn't see coming. Whereas Super Meat Boy doesn't do that. Super Meat Boy has all of the hazards on screen. You know exactly what you're jumping into. It's really just a question of, are you good enough at the execution, you know? So Super Meat Boy is a lot fairer than other games of its type. Super Meat Boy is, I think, a better game than Afterburner Climax. I think it's a better game than Warrior Within. I think it's better than Blood Rain 2. It's better than Shining Force. It's better than Project Rub. It's not as good as Beyond Good and Evil. So it goes here. There we go, Super Meat Boy. Okay, next game. Another downloadable game. Although, I don't know, did this game eventually get a physical copy? I don't know. It might have gotten a physical copy eventually, but I think for the first few years it was download only. This is, I think, our first Telltale game we're putting on the list. And that game is Nelson Tether's Puzzle Agent. For those of you who don't know, Puzzle Agent is a Professor Layton knockoff. It is a shameless Professor Layton knockoff, but it's a really good Professor Layton knockoff. And also, I forget the name of the artist who they got, because there's a real-world artist who draws comic strips in this art style, and they got him to do most of the art for the game. I forget his name. I should really look that up, but he's out there. If you type in Nelson Tether's Puzzle Agent into the internet, you can find out the name of this artist, and he has a very, very distinctive art style. I think that really works for this game, and the game is like genuinely funny as well. There are some very it specializes in like awkward humor. The humor comes from awkward moments, which this game executes extremely well. There are some very genuinely laugh out loud moments in this game. But yeah, it's a really sick puzzle game. I recommend it if you haven't played it. Nelson Tether's Puzzle Agent. It's one of those forgotten Telltale games that no one remembers, but is absolutely really, really, really good. They made a second game. I don't think the second Puzzle Agent game is as good as the first, but both of them are quite good. I would say I like Puzzle Agent more than Super Meat Boy, but I don't like it as much as Beyond Good and Evil. So it's going here. Okay. Next game. We're heading back to the Nintendo DS. An extremely late DS game. Because it's 2010. And the 3DS, I think, the 3DS comes out in 2010, isn't it? The 3DS is a... Yeah, the 3DS comes out at the end of 2010, I think, so it's a very, very late DS game. It's one of my all-time favourites. It's Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. From the creators of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney comes this incredibly, well-written and delightful puzzle game that also has a really good story. This is a very, very good example of a narrative puzzle game that recently got an extremely well-deserved remaster and re-release on various platforms. And because until then it was kind of trapped on the DS, there was an iOS version released as well, but I think the iOS version you can't install it anymore. Unless you already have it installed on an old phone somewhere, you can't play that version anymore, I don't think. So there was a long period of time where this game was trapped on the DS, but then they finally did that remaster for PC and modern platforms, and now everyone can play it, and it's fucking awesome. It deserves to be played. It's a great game. Maybe one day it'll get a sequel. I personally don't think it's going to happen, but I would love it to. I would love for there to be a Ghost Trick 2. Oh my god. But I don't think that's going to happen. Ghost Trick. I like it more than Valkyria Chronicles. I like it more than Black and White. I like it more than Sins of a Solar Empire. I like it more than Twilight Princess. It's a better game than Space Channel 5 Part 2. I like it more than Quake 4. I like it more than Jet Set Radio Future. I like it more than Sonic Adventure 2. I like it more than Virtua Fighter 4. I like it more than Panzer Dragoon Orta. I like it more than Cave Story. I like it more than Phoenix Wright. I like it more than Tony Hawk 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I like this game more than Star Trek Armada 2. I like it more than Elite Beat Agents. I like it more than Project Zero 2. I like it more than Fable The Lost Chapters. Man, this is really climbing up there. I like it more than Freedom Fighters. I like it more than Hitman Contracts. I like it more than Superstar Saga. Man, it just keeps going. I don't like it more than Ninja Gaiden Black. So it's going between Superstar Saga and Ninja Gaiden Black. Okay, next game. Oh, forgot to mention, I have my physical copy. There it is. Next game is another Platinum game. It's a third-person shooter, an incredibly stylish third-person shooter that goes by the name Vanquish. Vanquish is an amazing, incredibly stylish third-person shooter from Platinum Games that is just so fucking cool. And also it's like, it's hard to describe just how cool this game is. It has incredible cool factor. The main character, when you're first introduced to the main character of this game, he walks in the room, opens up his helmet, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's got a lit cigarette inside his power suit. He's that cool. Such an incredible moment. Like, what's he doing? Why is he smoking a cigarette inside a sealed spacesuit? Is he mad? No, he's not mad. He's just cool. God, Vanquish is such a cool game. It's maybe not the best playing third-person shooter of all time, but it more than makes up for it with cool factor. My God. As so many Platinum games do, right? So many Platinum games out there, like half of their appeal is the pure cool factor of what you're doing. I want to say a PC version did eventually come out, but when this game launched, it was console only, like it was PS3 and 360 only for a few years. Vanquish is, I think, better than Freelancer. I like it more than Metroid Prime 3. It's better than Max Payne 1. I like it more than Left 4 Dead. I like it... I don't like it more than Halo 3, so it's going between Left 4 Dead and Halo 3. There it is. It's our new number 68. Just put this over here. Next game. We're going back to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And it is probably, again, one of the better games in the franchise. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Also known as Assassin's Creed 2 Part 2. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is the Assassin's Creed game that people... physical copy, by the way. There it is. The Assassin's Creed game that people don't really think about anymore. Everyone thinks about 2 and everyone thinks about 4. But no one thinks of Brotherhood. Brotherhood is a fantastic follow-up to 2. It's the game where you could build your own squad of like assassins to help you out. And you can send them on missions to gather resources. You can send them on missions to gather money. Send them on missions to gather like crafting materials, stuff like that. Or, what's really cool is, you always have to assume that your gang of assassins who you haven't currently sent out on a mission are just out in the world waiting for you to call on them. And so, and they could be anywhere. Remember, they're like ninjas, they're hiding in plain sight. And so, one of the coolest parts of this game is you could just be like shadowing your target, a guy you want to kill, or a group of guys you need to kill, and if you have enough like minions, like assassins available to you that aren't on a mission or on a cooldown, you could just kind of like stand by, you know, your target them, or highlight them, and then hit a button to summon one of your underlings, and then either somewhere from off screen or like a nearby tree, they'll just jump down and stab the guy you're staring at. And it's very cool and funny every single time it happens. Like, I don't even need to stab that guy myself. I can ask one of my guys to do it. And there's always going to be one of your guys nearby somewhere who's just going to leap down from a rooftop and just jam their knife into the guy's throat. And it's so fucking funny every time it happens. It's such a cool and dumb mechanic in the game. And honestly, it's also a pretty good Assassin's Creed game as well. Like, you know, if you liked Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, also pretty good. I think Brotherhood is I think I like it more rather than Silent Hill 2. I like it more than Mirror's Edge. I like it more than Crysis. I like it more than Yoshi's Island. I don't... I don't like it more than Metroid Prime. So, whoops. Hang on. going into here. There we go. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, a great, great classic Assassin's Creed game. Next game. Where is it? There it is. From 2010, it is Red Dead Redemption, the original Red Dead, which I have here. Red Dead Redemption was a really cool Wild West game. And I think it was maybe... That's a hard thing to achieve. Like, how many video games set in the Wild West can you name that are, like, genuinely amazing? Probably not many. Like, a lot of Rockstar's stuff, this game draws on a lot of, like, classic Western cinema, you know? Also a lot of spaghetti westerns as well, because there are some spaghetti westerns that are genuinely quite good. And the game just has like a genuine, like a really cool, like serious tone to it. It's not as goofy or as tongue-in-cheek as the Grand Theft Auto games are. It's a lot more self-serious in its storytelling than the GTA games, and I think that just makes it a lot more interesting in some ways. And I really, really like the original Red Dead Redemption. I like it more than Assassin's... Whoops. Fucking Google Sheets, goddamn. If you click the wrong thing at the wrong time, it just destroys one of your cells. Okay. I like it more than Homeworld 2. I like it more than San Andreas. I think it's a better game than Grawl. I like it more than Rhythm Paradise. I like it more than Soul Calibur 2. I like it more than Grawl 2. I think it's a better game than Picross 3D. It's better than Time Splitters 2. I like it more than the original Rock Band. It's better than Super Mario Sunshine. I don't like it as much as Rome Total War, so it's going between Super Mario Sunshine and Rome Total War. Here we go. Okay, next game from 2010 is from THQ and Vigil Games, the original Darksiders, of which I still have my original copy here. The original Darksiders is a really cool action adventure. It is maybe one of the most blatant attempts to try and copy the at the time Legend of Zelda gameplay template. Like, you can really tell the designers of this game sat down and played like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, and were like, okay, can we take these mechanics and make these mechanics and use them in a game that is not Legend of Zelda? And then they made Darksiders. Darksiders is a incredibly... I'm straight up going to call Darksiders a Zelda knockoff, because in many ways it is. But it's a really good one. It's a really good one. It's got lock-on sword combat. It's got a boomerang equivalent. It's got a hookshot equivalent. You expand your health by collecting 4 pieces of skull instead of 4 pieces of heart. You can summon a horse by using a musical instrument. It's a fucking Zelda game. But It's also like really. I've mentioned in the past that I'm not a big fan of grimdark art styles. I find a lot of grimdark art styles incredibly like boring and uninteresting, but Darksiders does grimdark well in that it does grimdark. Its style of grimdark is so over the top. It kind of becomes goofy again. Because you play one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. You play as War, basically, and you're exploring a hell-conquered Earth. Basically, the war between heaven and hell has happened, and heaven lost, and so hell has conquered Earth. And heaven's loss is being blamed on you for some reason, and you're trying to like prove your innocence. And honestly, the story, not that interesting. It's just an excuse for you to go out there and do like Zelda dungeon shit. But my god, this game is really cool. I played the shit out of this game. I've probably played through the entirety of the original Darksiders like at least 5 times over the years. I own this game at least 4 times on various platforms. This game is sick. Darksiders 1 is so good. I like it more than Wipeout HD. I like it more than Halo 1. I like it more than Max Payne 2. It's a better game than Hitman 2. I like it more than MechWarrior 4. I like it more than Plants vs. Zombies. I like it more than Assassin's Creed 2. I don't like it as much as Outrun 2006, so it's going here. It's our new number 29. Unfortunately, I don't really like any of the sequels. Darksiders 2 was a massive disappointment for me. Darksiders 3, also massive disappointment. Because the original plan was to put out 4 games, one based on each member of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. The first game was going to be War, the second game was going to be Death, but they never got past the second game. They sort of eventually brought out a third game, but that game is... It's too different. Yeah. A lot of wasted potential with Darksiders, unfortunately. Okay, the next game is from the Wii. We're going back to the Wii, and it is a sequel. It is a sequel to a platformer we've already ranked. It is Super Mario Galaxy 2. I still have my physical copy here. For those of you who don't know, Super Mario Galaxy 2 in Europe shipped with a tutorial DVD. Because this was the era when Nintendo was like trying to market to people who don't play video games. If you remember this, during their mid to late Wii era, like when a lot of people who aren't traditional gamers bought Wiis, you know, like people's parents and grandparents bought Wiis. And Nintendo thought it would be a good idea to try and like market to those people, thinking that, oh, you know, maybe they'll buy games as well. And so you see a bunch of like Nintendo stuff coming out around this time that is just like very obviously like marketed in a way where they're trying to like appeal to people who don't typically play games. And because of that, Mario Galaxy 2 shipped with a tutorial DVD, like a proper full separate disc that you would put in your DVD player, that you would then, like, it's got like an hour's worth of footage on it that would then teach you how to play Mario Galaxy 3. And it's like, was that necessary? Like, the Mario Galaxy games are usually, like Mario games in general are not... Yeah, like, Mario games in general are like... not complicated. They're usually pretty well paced, and they're usually self-tutorialized in a very effective way. I don't think you need a separate DVD in order to teach your mother how to play Mario Galaxy. I think the game itself does that pretty well by itself. We should look at the DVD at some point. It's just a regular DVD, you know. And it's really funny because it's so it really talks down to the person playing it. It's like, to make Mario jump, press this button. To make him spin, press this button. And it's a very pleasant, like, you know, like voice of like a very like middle class sounding woman, you know. It's just, the whole thing is just very funny to me. But anyway, the game itself is sick. It is one of the best Mario platformers. It is one of the best games on the original Wii. I think it's better than Super Mario Galaxy 1. But I don't think I like it as much as F-Zero GX. Hang on. No, it's going to go right next to the first game. Just above it. Yeah, exactly, right? They put out a DVD in their Wii game and the Wii can't even play DVDs. It's very funny. It wasn't, I don't think it was asking too much though, because I think by 2010 the vast majority of people out there who could afford one had a DVD player of some kind, so... It's funny to think about, but ultimately I don't think it was a problem for them. Okay, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Next game. Do not have a physical copy of this one because I bought it on Steam at the time, and that game is from 2010, Just Cause 2, also known as the best Just Cause game. I feel like the Just Cause franchise has been chasing Just Cause 2 since Just Cause 2 came out. The original Just Cause was a interesting but ultimately not a particularly great open world action game, but Just Cause 2 was fucking amazing for its time, because that game has a what makes this game incredible compared to the first one is the addition of the grappling hook, and you can use the grappling hook to attach yourself to any part of the environment. You can use it to grab onto enemies and pull them over to you, Scorpion style. You can use it to hang off planes. You can use it to climb mountains. It makes just getting around the environment so much fun. At no point are you given, you know, at no point in this game is there a moment where you're given a waypoint that's like the far side of the map and you go, oh my god. And then, you know, it's going to take so long to get over there, because you look at that and you go, oh my god, I'm going to have so much fun grappling hook gliding my way over to that waypoint. This is a game where you tend to not use the fast travel, because the basic, like the getting around with the parachute and the parachute and grappling hook is just so much fun. This game's awesome. Fantastic game. Just Cause 2 is so good. I remember the PC version being a little bit unstable though. I remember having problems with it crashing on me, crashing to desktop quite regularly, so I would have to, like, in like a 3-hour play session, I might have to restart the game up to 4 times because it would randomly, unexpectedly just crash to desktop, although I think that might just be the PC version. But the game is so good, I was willing to push through it. Just Cause 2 is... I think Just Cause 2 is better than F-Zero GX. I think Just Cause 2 is better than Gary's mod. I'd take it over Guitar Hero 2. It's better than Gears of War. It's better than Beatles Rock Band. I like it more than Gears of War 2. I like it more than Colin McRae Dirt 2. I like it more than the original Borderlands. I like it more than the original Portal. I like it more than Red Faction Guerrilla. I don't like it as much as Rock Band 2 or Fallout 3, so it's going here. Just Cause 2. It's our new number 16. Okay, we're down to 2 games in 2010, so our second highest ranked 2010 game is... Speaking of Fallout, Fallout New Vegas, of which I still have a copy. This is a copy of the Ultimate Edition that comes with all the DLC on it. Fallout New Vegas is an incredible game. It is a much, much, much better game than Fallout 3, which, while was an incredibly good game, had some very big shortcomings. I think Fallout New Vegas has a much better art style than Fallout 3. Fallout 3, with its sickly greens and like messy greys, I think is aesthetically quite an ugly game, whereas New Vegas goes for like browns and reds, which I think are a lot easier on the eyes. And because most of the game takes place in a desert and not a ruined city like Fallout 3 does, the environment is less chaotic and kind of, you know, there's a lot less like just ruined concrete everywhere, which is aesthetically not a nice thing to look at constantly. I think it was smart moving this game out into the desert. A non urban environment really helps with this game's visual aesthetic. And also it's got much, much better writing than Fallout 3. Fallout New Vegas has a much, much better story than Fallout 3 does. And a lot of the side missions are incredible. Still one of the best Fallout games. I think a lot of people still consider this to be their favourite Fallout game, which is absolutely fair. Might even be mine, actually. I haven't really thought about it. If it's not number 1, then it's definitely number 2. So it's better than Fallout 3, it's better than Rock Band 2. I think it's better than The Wind Waker. I think it's better than Nuts and Bolts. I don't think it's better than Persona 4. It's our new number 12. Cool game, extremely cool game from Obsidian. Okay, our last game of 2010 comes from BioWare. Uh-oh, where's the... There it is. And it is Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 is maybe one of the best games of the entire generation of hardware when it came out. It's an incredible sequel to the original Mass Effect. I personally prefer Mass Effect 1 over Mass Effect 2, but Mass Effect 2 I think plays a lot better. It's a much better like action game than Mass Effect 1 was, even if I think the world, the characters, the world building, and the main storyline aren't as interesting. But Mass Effect 2 is a much better playing game than 1 was. Also, it ran a lot better on consoles than 1 did. Mass Effect 1 had pretty bad performance on the consoles, if I remember correctly. So it's not as good as Mass Effect. I don't like it as much as Odin Sphere. I don't like it as much as MGS2. And I don't like as... I think it's going to slot in directly above Fallout New Vegas, actually. So it's going to go between Fallout New Vegas and Persona 4. Going to be our new number 12 again. Okay, and with that, 2010 is done. Okay. We're now on to 2011. Where are we at time-wise? Just over an hour. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's not a big issue. Okay. So the first game for 2011, if I can bring up the correct folder. Oh my god. Do I not have this game's box art? Jesus Christ. Hang on, give me a moment. I need to get some box art. I feel like I should have planned this better. There it is, okay. It is a little game for the Xbox 360 called... Oh damn it, come on now. Child of Eden. Where is it? I do have a physical copy. There it is. This is the only Kinect game that I like. This is the only game compatible with the Kinect that is actually I have any real affection for. It's made by a lot of the same people behind Rez. I think at the time it was coming out, it was being advertised as a spiritual successor to Rez. But it is nowhere near as good as Rez. Child of Eden is one of those games that is very, very... I don't know, it looks really cool, but there's just not enough going on. There's not enough there. And so while it has an incredibly strong art style, it's one trick runs out quite quickly. And so as a result, it's not going to get very high. Where's Rez on this list? Where is Rez actually? There's Rez. Rez is at 118. It is nowhere near as good as Rez. This game's going to be down here somewhere. It's a rail shooter, just like Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. But I don't think I like it as much as the Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. So it might be our new bottom. This is our new bottom of the list. Child of Eden. Wait, did it come out for the PS3 as well? I guess it did, yeah. Oh yeah, because the PS3 version would have used the PlayStation Move controllers, right? Because that was its whole thing. It was a game that you controlled with motion controllers. Even though you could control it just fine with an analog stick, that was the gimmick. The motion controllers were the gimmick. Yeah. It's our new bottom of the list. Child of Eden from Q Entertainment. An interesting game with some really cool visuals, but it kind of runs out of steam pretty quickly. Okay, next game. Uh-oh. We're going back to the DS for the last time, and oh my god, do I not have this box art? What the hell is going on? I don't have box art for this one either. What is going on? Why did I not prepare properly for 2011? Hang on. Give me 10 seconds. Okay. For the original DS, and the last DS game we're going to rank, because it was one of the very last, like, DS games of note to come out, was, or is, Aliens Infestation. Which I still have my copy here. This game is by WayForward, who were known for their extremely high quality pixel art at the time, and it is it's a survival Metroidvania with permadeath. So it's a Metroidvania or a search action or an exploration platformer, but you have limited like characters, and when characters die, they die permanently. And so you have to keep recruiting new characters in order to fill the ranks of your squad. And different I think different characters have different abilities. I forget. I don't. Or are they all just the same? I think different characters have different abilities, but you can theoretically complete the game with any of them. But you'll obviously only get the best ending if you manage to keep everyone alive, right? And it's a really cool, very late original DS game. That more people should have played. This game goes for a pretty penny now. Good luck getting a physical copy of this for less than 3 figures. I think it is better than C12. I think it's better than Infinite Space. I like it more than the original Mafia. I don't like it as much as House of the Dead Overkill, though, so it's going between Mafia and Overkill. Okay, next game on the list is Rayman. Oh my god, come on now. Rayman Origins. Do I have a physical copy of Rayman Origins? I don't remember. No, I don't. This game is awesome. This game was the return of Rayman for the first time since Rayman Raving Rabbids. Ubisoft put out a Rayman game, and they went back to the classic 2D platformer style, like the original game. They dropped the 3D platformer template, and it's incredible. It's a really, really good game, and as much as I like Rayman 2 and Rayman 3, Rayman 1 was always my favourite, and so it was really cool to see Rayman return as a 2D platformer. And this game is fantastic. It's so... the animation is so detailed and fluid and stylish, and it's just... there's a joyfulness to this game that a lot of games just don't have. And it's a co-op platformer as well. I think you could have up to 4 players play along with you, I think, in this game. Or was that the second one? I think it was in the Origins as well. I think it was in Origins, yeah. Rayman Origins is a fantastic Rayman game. It's better than House of the Dead Overkill, it's better than Flower, it's better than Rise of Nations, it's better than Super Scribblenauts, it's better than Stubbs the Zombie, it's better than Majesty 2, it's better than Trauma Center, I like it more than Limbo, I like it more than Far Cry 2, I like it more than Prey, I like it more than Beautiful Joe, I like it more than Bridge Commander, I like it more than Muramasa. I like it more than Sega Rally. I like it more than Saints Row 2. I do not like it as much as Gotcha Force, so it's going here. It's our new 173. There we go. Okay. Our next game from 2011 is another downloadable game, and it is the original Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac was a really cool and interesting roguelike. The gameplay is like, what if, I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's like a classic, it's like the original Legend of Zelda dungeon layout, where you're exploring like a series of square rooms, and you don't know what configuration the rooms are in, and you don't know what's in those rooms until you explore them. But it could be it could be an enemy, it could be a modifier item, it could be money, it could be anything, it could be traps. You don't know what's going to be in that room till you enter it, and you don't need to enter every room to clear the dungeon. But, you know, if you want to maximize your chances of getting a really good build, you really want to try and explore every inch of the dungeon you can to try and get every advantage that you can. This game is probably one of the best roguelikes ever fucking made. Binding of Isaac is extremely good. Has an extremely, like, grimdark story, but it's like a self-aware grimdark story. It's an extremely, like, intense grimdark story that's also making fun of itself at the same time. Has a very gross art style. It's a lot of really, really disgusting enemy designs in this game. But it's really, really good. It's a better game than Sonic Advance 2. It's better than 1080 Avalanche. It's a better game than Deadly Premonition. I like it more than Deadly Premonition. I mean, most games are better video games than Deadly Premonition, but Deadly Premonition has so much charm. I like it more than Brain Training. I like it more than Amnesia. I like it more than Pixel Junk. I like it more than Worms World Party. I do not like it as much as that 2008 Prince of Persia game. Just going here. The Binding of Isaac. This is the original version of Binding of Isaac. It's not the remastered version that is currently available. It's the original version. So it's maybe not as fully featured or like as content rich as the version you can buy on Steam today, but it is the version that I played, and I like it a lot. Okay, next game. Do I have box art? Why am I missing so much box art? What is going on? Why did I fail to get all the box art I needed for this? I am so embarrassed. What is going on? Hang on. Here we go. This one will do. This will do nicely. It is the original Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine from Relic. I do have an original copy here. There we go. Space Marine is a really interesting third-person shooter. A lot of people at the time called it a Gears of War clone, and I think people who called it that are not paying attention. Gears of War is a third-person shooter where you want to try and stay behind cover and then only use your chainsaw at like opportune moments, whereas Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine is a game that encourages you to get out from behind cover and cut guys up. It wants you to get out there into the thick of it and start hitting people. This is a game where staying back and taking pot shots at enemies is the coward's tactic. And in fact, the only way to recover health in this game is to perform stylish kills on enemies. So if you just hang back and take pot shots at guys from a distance, your health is going to get slowly whittled down and you're just going to die. If you want to stay alive, you need to get stuck in. You need to get into the fray and cut some dudes up. That is the only like effective way to stay alive in this game. And it's great fun. It's great fun, especially if you're a 40k fan. It's a really, really, really good action game. Not a fan of the sequel. I did not think Space Marine was a very good game. The sequel is honestly not much like the original game. I really hate it when developers make sequels to like beloved games, and then the sequel is nothing like the previous games, because it creates expectations that, you know, it just can't live up to, because it's not the same type of game, you know. Because Space Marine 2 is a multiplayer focused game. Like Space Marine 2 is like a third-person version of. I would say like Space Marine 2 is more like it's more like Left 4 Dead than it is original Space Marine. It's a multiplayer like survival shooter. You know, it's you and your friends taking on waves of enemies and achieving objectives while doing it. Whereas the original Space Marine is a single-player action adventure. I like it more than Prince of Persia, I like it more than Wii Sports, I like it more than Scott Pilgrim. I like it more than the original Call of Duty. I don't like... I do like it more than Virtua Tennis 2. I don't like it as much as Killer 7. So our new number 153. Okay. Oh my god. And would you believe it, I don't have box art for the next game either. God damn it, I'm so annoyed at myself. Let me just very quickly get that box art. God, Amazon still has all these games listed, so you can just pull the box art from their website. Okay, here we go. The next game from 2011 that I want to rank is Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch from level 5. Ni no Kuni is a really cool and interesting JRPG from the creators of Professor Layton. That is about you capturing various monsters and then turning them over to your side and training them. It's a bit like Pokemon. It's got some Pokemon DNA in there. And it has a very, very, very charming art style. It's the character designs and all the game's cinematics were created by Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli, however you want to pronounce it. And so it has a very, very, very charming art style. This is a great looking PlayStation 3 game. It's a very, very good, like, also a late PS3 game, because when did the PS4 come out? PS4 was what? Late 2014? So yeah, this would have been mid to late 2013, so it's a relatively late PS3 game, and it's a really good one. I like it more than Killer 7. I like it more than Warrior Within. I like it more than Shining Force. It's a better game than Puzzle Agent. I like it more than Black and White. I like it more than Second Sight. I like it more than Twilight Princess. I like it more than WarioWare Inc. I like it more than Evil Genius. I like it more than Sonic Rush. I do not like it as much as Medieval 2 Total War, so it goes here. So our new 130... Oh my god, hang on. Try that again. So our new 131. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Okay. Next game. Do I have the box art? No, I don't. I really screwed up. I did not do my due diligence and make sure I had all this box art. Oh my god. But luckily we can just find it. Come on now. There it is. Okay, there it is. I mean, yeah, using the overhead cam is an option, but there's not really much to see because it's really just a case of me picking up a box and just doing this to show that I own it. I mean, all the overhead cam is really going to do is going to give you another view of the box art that I'll already have up on screen, but if that's what people really want, I could do that. Okay, here we go. The next game we're going to rank from 2011. How many people remember this game? You Don't Know Jack. You Don't Know Jack by Jellyvision is a fantastic trivia game. It's an incredible trivia game. It is maybe one of the best trivia games ever made. This game is incredible, and it didn't come out in Europe, so I had to import a copy of this. I fucking love You Don't Know Jack. It's made by the same people who now make the Jackbox collections. Yeah, that's true, but some of the games I'm ranking, I don't have physical copies of anymore, so I would have to switch back and forth between overhead cam and box art images. So I don't think that would be as simple. I think it might just introduce a level of complexity that might be unnecessary. I'm not sure. We'll see how much people want it going forward. I'm not sure about it myself. Anyway, yeah, You Don't Know Jack, incredible multiplayer trivia game. Incredible. It's incredibly funny. It's maybe one of the most well written. It is one of the funniest and most well written trivia games I've ever played. It is So it gets around the problem of, you know how most trivia games, right, they have like a limited number of questions, and so if you play the game enough time, eventually you start getting repeats of questions you've already answered before. The way You Don't Know Jack handles that it divides all of its questions up into episodes. And so if you play episode 1, it has 10 questions that are unique to episode 1. I think it's got something like 50 odd episodes. There are a lot of episodes. And each episode lasts about, I'm going to say 20 minutes. I think each episode is about 20 minutes long. And so 50 episodes of 20 minutes each, that's a lot of content. And there's so much charm and production value and like bespoke animations and voice acting. The game is completely voice acted, by the way. Every single question is like voice acted, but like in a creative way. So much effort has gone into the presentation of this game. It's unreal. It must have been so much work to write and record for this game. It is so fucking good, and I'm kind of sad that the creators have kind of stopped making standalone You Don't Know Jack games, because while I think the Jackbox collections are good, they don't have the pure just charm of a real You Don't Know Jack. It's an incredible game. We should play some You Don't Know Jack at some point. This game is fantastic. I love 2011 You Don't Know Jack. Fantastic game. It was a crime that they didn't put it out in Europe. I like this game more than Ni no Kuni. I like it more than Medieval 2. I don't like it as much as Space Channel 5 Part 2. So it's going to go between Medieval 2 and Space Channel 5 Part 2. There we go. You Don't Know Jack by Jellyvision. Now the developers go by Jackbox Games, but it's mostly the same people. Fucking incredible game. Okay. Okay, give me just a moment. Come on now, Google, don't be like this. There it is, got it. Okay. Next game that we are going to rank is a return to a franchise after almost a decade, I think. It is Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is what was at the time the first Deus Ex game since Deus Ex Invisible War, which is not a game that most people like. Most people consider Deus Ex Invisible War to be a pretty bad game. I thought Invisible War was okay, but there's people out there who despise Invisible War. Oh my god. I do really like Human Revolution, though. I do have a physical copy of Human Revolution, but it's a copy of the director's cut from the Wii U, which came out a couple years later. But it is a physical copy of Human Revolution. Wii U version of Deus Ex Human Revolution. Not bad. Not bad. Not as good as the PC version, obviously, but still, not a bad way to play the game. Deus Ex is a really cool game. Really cool cyberpunk aesthetic. Really cool, like the visual art style, the black and gold. This whole game is almost the entire game is black and gold, which looks incredibly striking. It's got a really like cool looking just visual aesthetic. This game looks really nice. And it has an interesting story as well. One downside of Human Revolution, I would say, is the ending. Because Human Revolution has like multiple endings. I think it's got like 3 different endings. But you get those 3 different endings literally in the very last room of the game. You enter the final room of the game and in front of you are 3 switches. And it's like, push the switch for the ending you want. And it's really dumb. But other than that, this game is really fucking good, and it was a genuinely very good Deus Ex game. I thought so, at least. I really enjoyed this. I think Deus Ex is better than Space Channel 5 Part 2. I like it more than the original Advance Wars. I like it more than Hotel Dusk. I like it more than Vampire the Masquerade. I like it more than Ikaruga. I do not like it as much as Viva Pinata, so it's going between Ikaruga and Viva Pinata. It's our new 124. Okay. Let's get rid of some of these images I've got stored up in my sources now. Okay, this next game I do have box art for ready. Well, not box art, but like, it's not proper box art, but it's appropriate art, because this was a downloadable game when it first came out in 2011 from Supergiant Games. Their debut title, Bastion. Bastion remains, to this day, my favourite Supergiant game. I like Transistor and I like Pyre and I like some of their other stuff that they've done, but to me, Bastion is still my favourite. Bastion is a fantastic 2D action game with a really incredible presentation and soundtrack that I think still holds up really well today. I like Bastion more than Quake 4. I like it more than Resident Evil. I like it more than the original Ratchet and Clank. I like it more than Rez. I like it more than Jet Set Radio Future. I like it more than Pokemon Ruby. I don't like it as much as No More Heroes, so it's going between Pokemon Ruby Sapphire and No More Heroes. There it is, Bastion by Supergiant Games. An excellent 2D action game. Okay, next game is a fighting game. This might be the only game of this franchise I ever truly got really into, and it is 2011's Mortal Kombat, also known as Mortal Kombat 9. This was the soft reboot of the Mortal Kombat franchise. It is simultaneously a sequel to all of the previous Mortal Kombat games and a reboot of the timeline, because it literally starts with the ending of Mortal Kombat 8, which would have been... Was that Mortal Kombat Annihilation for the PS2? yeah, that game, yeah, it starts with basically the climax of Annihilation happening, with like all of the main characters like losing and dying, and the main villain of that game winning. But Raiden sends his memories of the events of everything that's happened back in time to himself, back during the era of Mortal Kombat 1. So then it goes back in time to Mortal Kombat 1, with the Raiden then receiving like a memory transmission from his future self, from the future, telling him everything that goes wrong. And it's a really good story, because then you've got Mortal Kombat 1 Raiden trying to avoid that future in whatever way he can, and he's trying to like change the events of Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and 3, because that was, I think that's the so the storyline of this game is the events of the first 3 Mortal Kombat games, and Raiden trying to like change the future based on this like information he's gained. And it's a really good fucking story. Here's the thing about the Mortal Kombat games. I typically do not like playing Mortal Kombat games, but I think the characters are incredibly cool, and I think the lore is genuinely quite interesting, or at least quite well written for what it is. And this game is so incredibly cool. Also, I have a physical copy of Mortal Kombat 9. This game plays incredibly well, and I say that as somebody who typically doesn't like playing Mortal Kombat games. This game just there is a confidence to this game when it came out that was hard to ignore. And as somebody who typically prefers like Japanese style fighting games, like a Street Fighter, I thought this was extremely good. For the first time in my entire life, I wanted to get good at a Mortal Kombat game. What really helped was that a lot of my friends at the time were also way into this game, so we had like a little group that we would all kind of play together locally, and it was such a great fucking time. I bought a fight stick because of this game. For the very first time, I invested in a fight stick to try and get better at playing Mortal Kombat, which is nuts, because I typically don't even like playing Mortal Kombat. This game was so cool. And I think to this day remains my favourite Mortal Kombat game. I like it more than Sonic Adventure 2. I like it more than Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. I like it more than Medieval Total War. I like it more than Virtua Fighter 4. I like it more than Rogue Squadron 2. I like it more than Metroid Prime 2. I like it more than Doom 3. I like it more than Cave Story. This game's better than Time Splitters Future Perfect. I don't like it as much as Dawn of Sorrow though, so it's going between Time Splitters 3 and Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. It's our new number 97. Okay. Alright, our next game from 2011 was an unusual one, but a game that I really, really liked. Is a detective noir game, LA Noire, which I still have my physical copy. Obviously, okay, the box art on screen is from the French version. That's why, I think it's the French version. That's why it says Rockstar Games Presentitieret, or is that Italian or French? I can't tell. Might be Italian. The English version just says Rockstar Presents. This game's really cool. It's not perfect. It's got some iffiness to it. But this game is incredibly stylish and cool in a way that no other game has tried to replicate since. LA Noire is a genuinely very, very good detective police procedural story. And I was really into this game when it came out. I really enjoyed playing it. Yes, there's some goofy shit, like, you know, you're supposed to detect lies from the people you're interrogating by how their faces look, and that's not reliable. Some people aren't good at reading faces. I'm not good at reading faces. I am a person who is incredibly socially awkward, okay? I don't know what to do with my own face, let alone read someone else's face, okay? So basing your interrogation scene on how good are you at reading faces, not a good design for someone like me. I don't know what the expression somebody's pulling on their face is meant to mean. I prefer to solve these kind of games by like logical inconsistencies, you know, and like or clashing evidence. Like, I know what this person is saying is a lie based on something they've told us before, or I know that this person is lying because I've got a piece of evidence from earlier that proves that what they're saying is wrong. Not because, I've got to guess if this person is lying because, I don't know, they're pulling a strange face. That's not a great system. But other than that, I think this game is extremely good. And I need to go back to this game at some point. This game had really impressive face tech for the time. This was one of those games that was doing something genuinely interesting in terms of rendering. It's not just, you know, doing the same thing but at a slightly higher fidelity than like previous games. No, it's doing like what was at the time a brand new like face capture technology that allowed like real actors to express themselves in a more realistic way that looks kind of funky today. You look at this game's face animation tech today and it looks kind of weird and uncanny in a weird way, but at the time it looked incredible. I think this game is better than Phoenix Wright. I think it's not as good as Pro Skater 3. So that's LA Noire by Team Bondi, or Team Bondi. It's our new number 95. Okay. Next game. So this game has been around for several years before 2011, but 2011 was the year that it reached 1.0. And so 2011 is the year that I'm going to choose to have it represent. And that game is Minecraft. What can I say about Minecraft that hasn't already been said by thousands of other people on many other platforms before? Minecraft is an incredible video game that has inspired so many other games, whether with its art style or its mechanics. It is the game that spawned a million shitty knockoffs. It is the game that spawned a million like survival games, because this game is a survival game, right? You've got to build a shelter, you've got to craft armor and weapons, you have to feed yourself or you die of hunger. It's a survival game. And the survival game boom that happened over the years after this game came out, you can lay squarely at Minecraft's feet. This game popularized the survival genre. And this game came to so many fucking platforms. Jesus Christ. I want to say almost every single platform that has come out since the 360 has a version of Minecraft on it. Minecraft is an incredible game. Minecraft is better. I like it more than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I like it more than Elite Beat Agents. It's better than Freedom Fighters. It's better than Ninja Gaiden Black. It's better than Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. It's better than Halo 3. It's better than Bioshock 1. It's better than Graw. It's better than Virtua Fighter 5. It's better than Persona 3. It's better than Wipeout HD. Jesus Christ. It's better than Max Payne 2. It's better than Dawn of War. It's better than Darksiders. It's better than Outrun 2006. It's better than Gears of War. It's better than Borderlands 1. It's better than Red Faction Guerrilla. It's better than Rock Band 2. Yeah. I don't like it as much as The Wind Waker, so it's going between Rock Band 2 and Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. There it is. Minecraft 1.0 from Mojang. Every platform under the sun. Okay, next game. Do I have this game? No, I don't. Give me a second. Oh my god. There we go. Next game we're going to rank from 2011 is... Batman Arkham City, the sequel to Arkham Asylum. This game was a huge deal when it came out, a massive deal. Like, the industry kind of stopped, like, when this game came out. Like, you definitely felt that a lot of games, other big AAA games, were getting out of the way of this game because they knew it was going to be a massive deal when it came out, and it was. Arkham City is a really, really great game. I don't like it quite as much as Arkham Asylum, because I think I mentioned when I ranked Arkham Asylum, I think this is slightly too much game. Like, there's too much. There are too many side quests, too many side objectives, too many collectibles. Like, it kind of gets on top of you after a while, and you kind of don't want to have to deal with it anymore. Like, in Arkham Asylum, 200 Riddler trophies is doable. 200, that's a lot, but it's not too much, you know what I mean? You could see yourself doing 200 Riddler trophies. 400 Riddler trophies in Arkham City is too much. It's too many fucking Riddler trophies. I don't want to do that, man. Yeah, it kind of it's a little bit too much video game. So I definitely got to a point where I was nowhere near 100%ing it, but I was done. I was so done. So it's not quite as good as Arkham Asylum, and I have my original copy here. I've got a steelbook copy for the PlayStation 3. Fantastic game. Otherwise, I'm going to say it's better than Wind Waker. It's better than Nuts and Bolts. It's a better game than New Vegas. Not as good as Mass Effect 2. Not as good as Mass Effect 2. So it's going between Fallout New Vegas and Mass Effect 2. Nope, that's Minecraft again. Did I not? copy it. There we go. Batman Arkham City from Rocksteady is our new number 13. Okay. Our next game that we're going to rank is on the Wii. And it is a rhythm game, and it goes by the name Beat the Beat Rhythm Paradise. Also known as Rhythm Heaven Fever outside of Europe. This game is fantastic. This is one of the best original Wii games. This game is incredible. I still have my original copy here. This game is so much fun. It is so stylish. It is so like goofy and weird in a really endearing way. This is one of the best rhythm games ever made. This is an incredible video game. It's also incredibly difficult. This game is hard. And again, most of the Rhythm Paradise / Heaven games are actually quite difficult, but this game I felt like was particularly hard. Much harder than the DS game, I thought, but still very enjoyable. I like this game more than Mass Effect 2. I like it more than Persona 4. I do not like it as much as Street Fighter 4, so it's going here. It's our new number 11. There we go. Beat the Beat Rhythm Paradise / Rhythm Heaven Fever. Awesome, awesome game. Okay. Next game from 2011. Back on the PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 3 exclusive. And what I consider to be the best game in its franchise. Little Big Planet 2. I still have my original copy of Little Big Planet 2. Little Big Planet 2 is a joyous celebration of creativity and goofiness. It is, I think, still one of the best games ever put out by Media Molecule. Little Big Planet 1 was neat, but it felt like, I don't know, like it felt like more like a proof of concept than a full game. Whereas Little Big Planet 2 kind of fills out more of that concept in a way that makes it feel more like a fully, you know, like a full package. It is a great little platformer. Very charming art style, incredibly charming, very funny. And just I don't know, there's just a, like I said, there's a joyousness to this game. There's just that you don't really, I don't know, you don't see in very many games. And I love Little Big Planet 2. Little Big Planet 3 was also quite good, but I feel like when Little Big Planet 3 came out, the franchise was just kind of spinning its wheels. Also, Little Big Planet 3 wasn't made by Media Molecule. That game was offloaded to another developer to do while Media Molecule was doing other things. So as a result, it doesn't feel like a real Little Big Planet game. I don't know if that's fair or not, but it's just how I feel. Little Big Planet 2 is better than Beat the Beat Rhythm Paradise. I like it more than Street Fighter 4. I don't like it as much as Metal Gear Solid 2 though. So it's going here. And yes, Little Big Planet is technically all one word. You're not supposed to separate Little Big and Planet. They're supposed to be spelt out as all one word with camel case. So that is correct. It's a very, very, very cool game. Again, another game I should revisit at some point. Little Big Planet 2 is such a fucking great game. Oh my god. Anyway. Another fantastic game from 2011 that nobody saw coming, I'm sure, at the time. Saints Row 3, or Saints Row the Third. Saints Row the Third is the best Saints Row game. It is also the funniest Saints Row game. It is the high watermark of the franchise. No other game in the franchise would be quite as good as Saints Row the Third. 4 is very good, but I would still take 3 over 4. And I have a copy here. It's a copy of the full package version that comes with all the DLC. Saints Row the Third is such a fucking great... It's a great open world crime sim. It's also an incredible comedy game. It's so funny. It's maybe one of the funniest games ever made. It is so good. Again, another game I want to revisit at some point. Just incredibly well written game as well. Just ridiculous. And self-aware as well. The game is incredibly self-aware at just how ridiculous it is. Some of the best comedy writing in a game ever. I'm going to put it between Little Big Planet 2 and Metal Gear Solid 2. So it's going to be our new number 10. There we go. Alright, our next game is... I'm sure people saw this one coming. Of all the big games that came out in 2011, which one of them, could be considered by many to be the biggest? It's the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I do not own a physical copy of Skyrim. I have always only ever played Skyrim on PC, and as a result I've never had to buy a physical copy. Which is weird, because this game has come out on so many different platforms over the years. I've never had the need to purchase a physical copy of it. Yeah, Skyrim. What can I say about Skyrim that people don't already know or hasn't already been said, right? It's fucking Skyrim, man. One of the most modded games in history, a game that millions of people still play to this day, despite being 15 years old this year. Skyrim will be 15 years old this November. Remember, it came out on the 11th of the 11th, 2011. 11/11/11 was its original launch date. Skyrim is an incredible game. I do not like it as much as Oblivion. I think Skyrim's visual aesthetics are drab and a bit boring compared to Oblivion. Oblivion has such a wide range of different environments, and they're all super bright colours, and everything is so the sun is shining at all times. Whereas Skyrim is very, like I said, drab. There's a lot of scrubland or swamp or dark forest or mountainside, there's not a lot of there aren't a lot of bright yellows and oranges and reds and purples in Skyrim like there are in Oblivion. It's just, I think Oblivion is a much more pleasing to look at game than Skyrim. Also, there aren't as many quests in Skyrim that I like as much as side quests in Oblivion. So it loses points for that. I like it more than Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't like it as much as Odin Sphere, so it's our new number 9. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. An excellent, excellent game. Okay. Our second to last 2011 game is a sequel. And it is Portal 2. Portal 2 is one of the best puzzle games ever made. And it's a narrative puzzle game, right? It's a series of puzzles that you're solving along a story. And it's a genuinely very good, like, it's a very well-written story as well. Also, an incredibly funny game. One of the funniest games ever written. Portal 2 also has maybe some of the best voice acting in any game ever. Wheatley, your sidekick in Portal 2 is incredible. Also, maybe one of the single best final bosses of any game ever. Not that fighting the final boss is hard, but what you do to defeat the boss at the end of the game is so incredible. That moment when you realise what you have to do to defeat the final boss is so incredible. Because you see it in front of you, and it clicks in your brain. You go, oh my god, are you serious? Is that actually what's going to happen? Holy shit, surely not. And it does happen, and it's amazing, and it's incredible. Maybe one of the best final moments of any game ever. Portal 2 ends incredibly well. We should play Portal 2 at some point. Portal 2 is incredible. I fucking love Portal 2. God, one of the best like written single player campaigns that Valve has ever done. Ever. I like Portal 2 more than Skyrim. I like it more than Odin Sphere. I like it more than the original Mass Effect. I like it more than Batman Arkham Asylum. I like it more than Resident Evil 4. I like it more than Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I like it more than Metal Gear Solid 4. I like it more than Oblivion. It's going to be a Valve one too, isn't it? It's going to be a Valve one too. That's insane. I don't like it quite as much as Half-Life 2, so it's a 1-2 for Valve. Portal 2 is our new number 2. Incredible fucking game. And we come to our final game of 2011. It's also a massive game that came out that year. It's a phenomenon. People still play this game religiously to this day. It's the original Dark Souls. I have a physical copy of Prepare to Die edition. Dark Souls is a revelation. Dark Souls is one of those games that when I heard about it for the first time, and I heard people describe it for the first time, I was very put off by it. I remember thinking, wow, that game sounds like a real pain in the ass. Why would anyone want to play that? Why would anyone think this is fun? And then it was on sale, and I bought it as, like, I don't know, because I was curious, because people kept talking about it and people kept playing it, and word of mouth only kept getting more and more positive about it as time went on. And so when Prepare to Die edition came out, I bought that version of the game, and I thought, okay, whatever, this was like not that expensive. I want to see what all the fuss is about, and Jesus Christ, I was hooked. Dark Souls 1 is a fucking incredible video game. Dark Souls 1 is incredible. It remains my favorite Souls game. Like, I played a lot of Dark Souls 2. I've played a decent amount of Dark Souls 3. I've played a decent amount of Bloodborne. And while I like those games, I never really go back to them. I always go back to Dark Souls 1 again and again and again. I think Dark Souls 1 remains one of the games that I've gone back to the most. It is just addictive as hell. I every once a year or so I get an intense desire to go back and play Dark Souls 1 again. This game has a hold on me like almost like no other game. It's incredible. It's one of the most compelling games ever made. And there's, there is a reason this game this franchise became as successful as it did, right? It's just a very compelling idea for a game. We're going to make this incredibly hard and sometimes scary, fantasy action game that you have to struggle through, and you're going to die hundreds of times, trying to get through it. But the game is fair. The game is perfectly fair. The game is not doing anything that is can be, legitimately described as unfair. It is very fair. It's got all of its cards on the table. You just need to be good enough and patient enough to beat it. And oh my god, what an incredibly satisfying experience the first time you beat one of these games. My god, there's nothing like it. Dark Souls 1 is maybe one of the most influential games of all time. And before anyone says Demon Souls came first, yes, I know Demon Souls came first. Demon Souls has a lot of the same stuff as Dark Souls, but Dark Souls is just straight up a better video game, and it made the improvements it needed to make in order for the mainstream to latch onto it, right? And so Dark Souls ends up being the touchstone that most people go back to rather than Demon Souls. But Dark Souls is incredible. I would put Dark Souls above Portal 2. And personally, I would put Dark Souls, again, with the fucking Google Sheets being shitty, I would put Dark Souls above Half-Life 2. We have a new number one. It is Dark Souls 1 from Software. Fucking amazing, incredible game. By itself, popularized an entirely, not a new genre, but like a really fresh genre, It was an experience that most people had never had before. And that was enough for this game to just become just a phenomenon. And it continues to be a phenomenon. A ton of people still playing Dark Souls 1 to this day. My god. And anyway, that is it for 2011. Okay, so we're now on to 2012. And we're going to try and pick up the pace a little bit with this year. The first game we're going to rank from 2012 I can get hold of it. This is a download only game. This game never received any physical release ever. Oh my god. This will do. from the Chinese Room. It is a little walking simulator, to use a term I'd rather not use, but most people use it, called Dear Esther. Dear Esther is a really really interesting and incredibly depressing game. For those of you who aren't aware, Dear Esther is a short little narrative walking simulator where you are playing a man who is stranded on a tiny island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean that is uninhabited, and you are looking for a way to die. It's an incredibly fucking depressing game, but it's so, I don't know, it's got such good style to it. And like as you are walking across this island, you are basically the events of like all the really sad shit of your life that brought you here is like flashing before your eyes. You're reliving your saddest memories. Basically, you're this man who before you got washed up on this island, on this uninhabited island, you know, with no food or water and like an injured leg. I want to say you have like an injured leg, so you can't walk very fast. So your movement speed is not very fast because you've got this injured leg. And it's a very touching story about him like losing his wife in a car crash and his life never being happy again after that. And basically the story is you're slowly walking across this island towards this like radio tower that's in the middle of this uninhabited island in the Atlantic, because this island is used as like a relay station for various reasons. You would need like a relay station for a radio, you know, a radio antenna for a relay station, you know, like for shipping and stuff like that. And the game ends with you climbing this tower and jumping off to your death, and it is so fucking depressing, but it is told so well. I have nothing but respect for Dear Esther, and the developers of Dear Esther, the Chinese Room, would go on to great things. Great things. It's not a long game, it's not a complicated game, you're literally walking from A to B, you're just walking across an environment, you know, dealing with the occasional flashback. And I'm really into it. I like it more than Child of Eden. I don't like it as much as the Umbrella Chronicles, so it's going here. It's a very charming little narrative game. Okay. And our next game for 2012 is another game that's people might not be expecting. This game is it's a browser game, if you can believe that. So it was a free browser game that you cannot buy, and it is Frog Fractions. Frog Fractions is a bizarre little comedy game that is free to play. That is some of the best like non sequitur comedy I have ever seen. It is incredible. The game starts off as like a very simple and seemingly poor designed and seemingly poorly designed like maths game, like an edutainment game, right? You're this frog and you're jumping backwards and forwards, or you're using your tongue to try and catch bugs that represent like different answers for like mathematical equations and sums and stuff, right? It's got the look of a really bad edutainment flash game. But as you play the game, weird shit starts happening. At some point, you can level up and learn new abilities. You gain the ability to swim. Because up until that point, if you land in the water, you die. You have to jump from lily pad to lily pad, but when you gain the ability to swim, and at some point, the game doesn't tell you, but at some point you realize you can dive underwater. The game never tells you can do this. You can just jump backwards and forwards from like lily pad to lily pad forever, just catching bugs that do nothing other than give you like experience points. But when you finally realize you can you can dive underwater, you find all this money and underwater that you can just like just gather up, and then all of a sudden like levels don't mean anything anymore, and then you can send your frog to college, you can build a rocket for him, you send the frog to Mars. At some point the game like becomes like a court procedural. You get captured by the bugs you've been eating and you're put on trial. And then at some point the game becomes a text adventure. And it's so fucking weird and funny and unique and clever, and it's an extremely charming, dumb comedy game. And there would eventually be a sequel, but the sequel would be hidden. The guy who made these games intentionally did not advertise the sequel. He would not tell people when the sequel was out. He would not tell people where to find it. He would just make it and put it somewhere, and people would have to find it. And eventually people found out, oh, the sequel to Frog Fractions is hidden inside a completely different game called Glittermitten Grove that was out on Steam and had been out on Steam for months. But if you get to a certain part of the game and find a hidden door, you can find Frog Fractions 2. It's insane. This game's the story of these games is insane and just so bizarre. Frog Fractions is a better game than Umbrella Chronicles. It's better than C12. But it's not as good as Infinite Space. Frog Fractions is really a game you can only really play once, because the charm of the game is the joke, is the reveal of what it actually is. And man, what a joke, my god. Such a unique experience. Incredibly funny. Again, a fantastic comedy game. Okay. Next game. Speaking of Flash games, or games that started as Flash games, Plague Inc. Plague Inc. is a simulator game where you are a deadly disease or virus, and you have to very slowly spread across the planet and wipe out humanity. It's a very simple idea, but it's a very like interesting and like compelling game idea as well. Like, you have to try and out-evolve humanity's attempts to try and fight you. So as humanity comes up with new medicines and methods of limiting the ability, and medicines and methods of limiting the spread of the disease, you have to evolve like different versions of yourself that can be spread over air, through water, through animal contact. It's a very dark but also very enjoyable little game. It's better than Mafia. It's better than House of the Dead Overkill. It's better than Super Scribblenauts. I think it's better than Limbo. It's better than Bridge Commander. It's better than that Sega Rally game. It's got a lot of replay value as well, because There are lots of different types of infectious pathogens. You know, you can be, like I said, you can be a virus, a bacteria, a fungal spore, and you can build out your infectious diseases in so many different directions. So there's so many different ways to play this game. I think it's not as good as Saints Row 2, so it's going here. So our new 191. Next game. Another downloadable game, it's Fez. Fez is an incredibly unique and very charming, subversive puzzle game. This is one of those games that hides its true nature until you've played it for a certain amount of time, and then you suddenly like realize the true nature of the world, and your brain just explodes and you go, oh my god, this is such a, just like, the nature of the world that you are exploring completely changes in your mind once you become like, once you learn certain information. It's hard to explain, but it's an incredible feeling. A similar feeling I would describe as when you learn certain information in Outer Wilds. When you play through Outer Wilds and there are certain reveals that game makes that completely changes the nature of the world that you're exploring, and suddenly you're able to go places and do things that you didn't even consider before because you didn't even realize it was possible. Fez does that. Fez does something like that, and it's really cool and interesting. Fez is a better game than Saints Row 2. Fez is better than 1080. Fez is better than Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Fez is a better game than Worms World Party. I think it's a better game than that 2008 Prince of Persia game. But it's not as good as Super Paper Mario. There we go. Okay. Next game. Another downloadable game. Thomas Was Alone. Thomas Was Alone is a very interesting take on a narrative game. The game is literally, you are playing as literal like geometric shapes. You're playing as squares and rectangles. And these squares and rectangles don't emote, they're just squares and rectangles, and it's a very simple platformer. You're just jumping from platforms trying to make it to the end of a level. And then while you're doing this very basic interaction, there's this extremely elaborate radio play happening in the background with different voice actors, and it's all taken very seriously, and it's quite a well-written story that you're listening to. And it's a very charming game, and it's also very funny that all of these characters that you're listening to, you know, talk about the challenges that they're going through are literally represented by these little simple squares and rectangles that you're making jump from platform to platform. It's very unique and bizarre, but extremely well executed. Thomas Is Alone is fantastic. Thomas Is Alone is a better game than Super Paper Mario, but it's not as good as Wii Sports. Sorry, not Thomas Is Alone, Thomas Was Alone. There we go. Thomas Was Alone. Okay. Okay. Next game. There we go. Next game from 2012 that we're going to rank is a a first-person shooter and a very divisive game when it came out. It is the reboot of Syndicate. Syndicate was a very well-liked series of cyberpunk, I guess you would call them action strategy games. They were not entirely unlike cannon fodder, but instead of little soldiers walking around a dungeon, you are like corporate spies walking around a cyberpunk hellscape. And you can like upgrade your corpo soldiers with like different cybernetic implants to make them stronger as the game went on. Syndicate and Syndicate Wars were very well liked games when they were, when they were relevant. So they have a very intense fan base, you might say. So when EA decided to attach the Syndicate name to this first-person shooter, a lot of people got very angry. And I totally understand, right? I totally understand. You've taken the name of a beloved Bullfrog property from back in the day, and you've attached it to a game that plays nothing like those old games. I even talked about it earlier when we were ranking Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, right? But this is a case where I very much liked the reimagining, where I actually kind of like this game better than the old Syndicate games, which is I know some people are going to treat as heresy, but I really like it. This game is really stylish. It's really cool. You can hack into. It's got some really cool like cyberpunk shit. You can in the middle of a firefight, you can get an upgrade, a cybernetic upgrade that lets you hack into other people's brain implants and make them shoot themselves. If you run with your gun out, you run with it at an angle like this, and it's just this game has, I know I say this term a lot, but this game has incredible cool factor. This game has unreal cool factor, just incredible cool factor. If you are into the cyberpunk aesthetic, this is one of the best cyberpunk games ever made. You can't get this game anymore on Steam. I want to say this game was pulled down from Steam. Let me double check. If you want to play this game now, you might have to try and get hold of a Steam key from a Steam key reseller website, or get hold of an old Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 version of the game, because it's no longer available on Steam, which is really sad, because this game's fucking cool as hell. Oh my god, this game is so cool. It deserved better, damn it. People needed to chill out and not get so angry about it. They ended up missing out on a really, really, really cool game. This game is sick as hell. I like this game more than Wii Sports. I like it more than Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I like it more than Virtua Tennis 2. I like it more than Killer 7. I like it more than Afterburner Climax. It's a better game than Blood Rain 2. It's better than Project Rub. I think it's better than Beyond Good and Evil. It's better than... Man. I don't like it as much as Valkyria Chronicles, so... It's going between Beyond Good and Evil and Valkyria Chronicles. There we go. Syndicate from Starbreeze. A cool, cool game. Such a cool game. Oh my god. The next game we're going to rank is another simulator. It is Euro Truck Simulator 2. I feel like the trucking games, like Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, have kind of very steadily been humming along. these past few years, like they have a very like dedicated fan base. They're just really satisfying games to play. There's just something really satisfying about buying a truck, taking a job, and then spending the next like hour or two driving across a gigantic landmass to deliver your payload on time. There's just something about that is incredibly satisfying. It's something, it tickles the back of your brain in a very, like, I don't know, satisfying way. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is one of the better like job simulator games out there. Continues to be. I like it more than Syndicate. I think I like it more than Valkyria Chronicles. I think I like it more than Amped 3. I like it more than Black and White. I like it more than Nintendogs. I don't like it as much as Professor Layton, so it's going between Nintendogs and Professor Layton. It is our new 153. Okay. Next game is another downloadable game. It is a cool and stylish little puzzle game called The Room. I like to think of this game as the opposite of an escape room game, whereas you're not solving puzzles to escape a place. The Room is about, it's not about escaping a room, it's about a puzzle box. Inside this room is a very elaborately made puzzle box, and you're solving puzzles that are built into this puzzle box to try and get inside the box. And it's such an incredibly well designed puzzle game, and it's they made like half a dozen sequels for a reason. This is a very, very good puzzle game that makes excellent use of a touchscreen interface if you played it on the phone, because I think it originally came out on iOS and then got ported to PC afterwards, where you could play it with a mouse. But this game plays extremely well with a touchscreen on like a phone or a tablet, because that's what it was originally designed for. And it's just fucking excellent, like very stylish form of puzzle game that I think they eventually made too many of, but the first game was so cool. There was nothing else quite like it before it. You know, it was the first game to really do exactly what it was doing. The Room, I would say, is a better puzzle game than Professor Layton. It's better than Second Sight. Better than Sins of a Solar Empire. It's not quite as good as Twilight Princess. So it goes between Twilight Princess and Sins of a Solar Empire. Cool puzzle game. Okay. Next game we're going to rank. Give me some time to grab the box art. There it is. This was a game that originally came out on the 3DS and then very quickly got ported to other platforms. It is Resident Evil Revelations, otherwise known as one of the best non-mainline Resident Evil games ever made. I have a copy of the Wii U version here. Resident Evil Revelations is a really cool Resident Evil game. Like I said, it's not part of the main franchise. It's a spin-off game, but it's really good. It's it has the like Resident Evil 4 style of combat, So it's like a third-person, over-the-shoulder camera view. And it's a game that takes place from like multiple different perspectives. So one chapter will be from the perspective of one character. The next chapter will be in a completely different location from the perspective of another character. And you're jumping back and forth between different characters throughout the game over the course of the story. And I think it's a really good idea for a game of this type. Resident Evil Revelations is better than The Room, but it's not as good as Twilight Princess, I don't think. So it's going to go between The Room and Twilight Princess. So our new number 150. Okay, next game. From 2012. It's a game that is primarily an online multiplayer game and was so much fun at the time. Chivalry, Medieval Warfare. I had so much fun playing Chivalry, Medieval Warfare. Chivalry is a team-based, or not. It can be an all against all, just a traditional deathmatch game if you want it to be, but it's more often than not a team-based online game where you are trying to, one team is defending and one team is attacking, and so you have the defending team needs to prevent the attacking team from achieving their objective, you know. And of course the entire game is based around sword combat, or like swords, spears, and bows and arrows. And it is some of the most hectic and chaotic multiplayer combat I've ever experienced. Because it's just dozens and dozens of dudes just running at each other with swords. And the game has extremely over-the-top dismemberment. It is, you see two guys run into each other with broadswords, and then one of them will get a lucky hit in and cut the other guy clean in half, and then keep running. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, you don't even care when you get like killed and cut in half, because it's so funny when it happens. You could lose arms, legs. I think you can lose an arm and keep going. I want to say if you lose an arm, you can keep fighting, but you're less effective with your sword, obviously. Or if you are if you're using a sword and shield, you can only use the sword and no shield. But yeah, if you lose, I think, a leg or both your arms, or an arm and a leg, at minimum you go down, and it's so funny. Some of the most chaotic stuff you can do in this game is just to have a 12-player all against all deathmatch in a Colosseum. I forget how many players can join a game maximum in this. It might be 18. I think for the Colosseum map it might be maximum of 18 players, and you can have 18 guys all with shields and swords and spears and whatnot. No teams, all against all. just run at each other in the middle of this arena, and it's just fucking chaos. And there's arms and legs going everywhere, and there's a scream button that you can hold down to like scream as you charge. So as you're running with your sword, you can hold down this button and go ah! And of course every single person in the game is doing that, so you've got all 18 players holding down the scream button. It's it was so much fun. Oh my god, it was so much fun. Chivalry Medieval Warfare may be one of the best multiplayer games ever made, in my opinion. I like it more than Twilight Princess. I like it more than Evil Genius. It's a better game than You Don't Know Jack. It's better than Space Channel 5 Part 2. It goes here. It's underneath Advance Wars Dual Strike. and above Space Channel 5 Part 2. It is a fucking excellent multiplayer game. Is the original Chivalry still going? Can you still play the original Chivalry? Because I know there's a Chivalry 2. I know that happened. Hang on. Chivalry 2. They may have taken it down. Oh no, it's still up. You can still buy it. Yeah. So yeah, you can still play the original Chivalry. You can still buy it. That's good. That's good because this game is incredible. Great fun. Incredible fun. Okay, next game we're going to rank. Is, if I can get hold of it, there it is. It is a little third-person shooter by the name of Spec Ops: The Line. I feel like the secret about Spec Ops: The Line, I have my original physical copy by the way. I originally played this on PC, but then I later bought a PS3 version to play again. I don't know why, I just did. I think the secret about Spec Ops: The Line is out now. People know about the trick that Spec Ops: The Line does. The whole thing it does with its story and the ending and all that. I think that's well known at this point. But at the time, it was kind of incredible. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know, like the 5 of you in existence who don't know the thing about Spec Ops: The Line is that it is an adaptation of the same book that Apocalypse Now was based on. I forget the name of the book, but it's the same book that the movie Apocalypse Now was based on, basically, and it's about the story of a soldier being sent on a mission, and as they go along, they start like losing it, basically. They basically just start losing their humanity, and they do really like fucked up things for really dumb reasons, and they don't even realize they're doing it, as they start, because of the trauma they're enduring from their journey, they don't even realize that they're like some of the really fucked up things that they're doing. It's a really interesting narrative experience. There are some really like hard-hitting moments in this game. It's basically, the story is basically at some point you start off the game as the hero, but by the end of the game you're the villain. You are the main villain. You are the bad guy. You are objectively the worst person in the story because you've done all this fucking awful shit and you don't even realize you've done it until you get all the way to the end of the game. At the time, it was a very effective story, and the end of the game is especially interesting because you can... Basically, the game has... How many endings does the game has? So the game has 3 different endings, I think? No, not this song. No. Okay, that one. That song. Okay, so there are like, I think there's 3 different endings at the end of the game. So you can basically the big reveal happens. You realise that you're the bad guy. You've been the bad guy the whole time. You're responsible for almost all of the extremely bad shit that's happened throughout the game, right? And you have 3 options, although you don't know what they are at first. You can either the simplest ending and is to shoot yourself, commit suicide, shoot yourself. Another ending is you can not kill yourself, and then basically wait for other soldiers to arrive and take you into custody, basically. You know, and then there's the secret third ending where you can refuse to shoot yourself, but then there's a sequence near the end of the game where when the soldiers come to pick you up, you have the option to open fire on them, and you can double down as the bad guy and be like, no, fuck you, I'm not going to get punished for what I've done. I'm going to continue being a piece of shit. And it's really interesting. It's a really interesting, like, choice the game gives you. And the actual shooting is maybe a little bit, like, the controls and the quality of the gunplay is maybe a little bit mediocre. Like, it's not the best feeling third-person shooter ever made, but it's good enough. And honestly, the main reason you play this is for the story. Spec Ops: The Line is better than Chivalry. It's not as good as Advance Wars though, so it's... yeah. So our new number 141. Okay. Next game. If you just give me a moment. There it is. Next game is a... I don't know what you would even call this. A stylish action game? Okay, it is... Asura's Wrath. Asura's Wrath, I think from CyberConnect 2, I think is the developer? Yeah, CyberConnect 2. I have my original copy still here. Asura's Wrath is a very, like, extremely over-the-top stylish action game. What I mean by stylish action, I mean it's like it's kind of in the same vein as like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta. You're in like an arena and there are lots of enemies and you have to basically fight them and defeat them. But there's also a lot of very like scripted on rails sequences where you have to input buttons at the correct time. You know, there are like quick time events. There's a sequence in the game that plays like Panzer Dragoon, where you're flying around and you're firing shots at enemies in the distance like it was a Panzer Dragoon game. Asura's Wrath is one of the most unbelievably, gloriously dumb games I have ever played. This is also a game that like constantly ramps up. It has some of the most insane fights I've ever seen on a screen. At one point you're fighting a guy on the moon and he has a sword so long that he stabs you and the sword goes through you into the moon and out the other side of the moon. It is... I keep saying this, but we need to play Asura's Wrath at some point. This game is hard to describe accurately. I could try and describe the game to you in more detail, but you would think that I was just talking shit or making stuff up. If you have the true ending downloaded, because I think that was one of the main things that people didn't like and complained about this game when it first came out, is that the final chapter of the game is DLC. If you actually want to finish this game, you had to buy the DLC, which is fucked. But I did, of course, because I thought this game was rad. The final boss, the true ending of this game, is you having a fist fight with all of creation. And I know how that sounds. That sounds ludicrous, but no, somehow Asura's Wrath finds a way to make that true. You are having a fist fight with a physical embodiment of the entire universe. We need to play Asura's Wrath at some point. This game is incredible. Asura's Wrath is better than Hotel Dusk. I like it more than Quake 4. It's better than the original Ratchet and Clank. It's better than Jet Set Radio Future. It's better than Ace Combat 6. It's a better game than Geometry Wars. I like it more than the Minish Cap. I like it more than LA Noire. It's a better game than Rainbow Six 3. It's better than Star Trek Armada 2. I think that's as far as it goes though. Because yeah, Elite Beat Agents, I like Elite Beat Agents more. So. It goes between Star Trek Armada 2 and Elite Beat Agents. Asura's Wrath. Fucking awesome game. With an insane story. Next game that we are going to rank is another downloadable game. It's from the creators of Flower, a game that we've ranked before. And it is Journey. This is maybe one of the most important PlayStation 3 games. Definitely a game I see a lot on a lot of people's top 10 PlayStation 3 games. Journey is a very, I don't know, it's a very unique game, or it was unique, but then I think it since has spawned a bunch of, we'll call them Journey-likes, games that are very similar to Journey, where you play as this little person and the game is you just on a journey. You're trying to, you know, get across a landmass. And it's less about the challenge of getting across that landmass and more about the experience of the journey, right? It's not the destination, it's the journey. And it's very, very unique and stylish and interesting. And it's kind of a gorgeous looking game as well. Aesthetically, this game is gorgeous. Journey is a beautiful video game. I think I like it more than Elite Beat Agents. I like it more than Freedom Fighters. I like it more than Hitman Contracts. I don't like it as much as Superstar Saga. I can't prove this, but this is how I figure it. So our new number 94. Okay. Next game.
If prison ain't the blues, man, I don't know what is.
Oh, damn it. Next game.
There's been times when I've just been, just down, like they say, so far I can't see where up is at.
From Sega is another third-person shooter, another interesting alternative third-person shooter that's got like a weird hook to it. Oh my god, come on. There we go. And it's a game that hardly anyone talks about anymore, but I thought was really neat. And that is Binary Domain from Sega, or to be more specific, the development studio who makes the Yakuza games made this. What's it called? Ryuga Gotoku? It's the Sega dev studio that makes the that makes the Yakuza games, and they made this. This is their attempt at an interesting like third-person shooter, and it's really, I don't know, it's one of those games where the concept, the idea is maybe a little bit more interesting than the game itself. But man, what an idea. So the concept of the game is you are a team of, an international team of soldiers being sent in to infiltrate Japan, because Japan has cut itself off from the rest of the world, you know, and has basically banned outsiders. You know, it has no contact with the rest of the world. It's decided that, you know what, we're going to cut the country off. We don't want anything to do with the rest of the world. Anyone not already living in this country is banned from entering the country. We're not going to be reachable by phone line. We're not going to be reachable by through the internet. We're going to cut the cable. We're going to have our own separate internal internet that has no physical connection to the outside internet. We are a completely cut off nation. And so you are a member of a team of soldiers who have been sent to infiltrate the country of Japan, because robots have been infiltrating society. There have been people in high up positions in Western corporations or governments and corporations around the world that have been secretly robots, and they didn't know they were robots. They were completely self-aware robots that thought they were human until they had something happened, where they were revealed to be robots. And then these robots have been coming out of Japan, so you're trying to figure out where these robots are coming from, why they're trying to infiltrate corporations and governments around the world, what their plan is, and what the fuck is going on. And it has maybe one of the most interesting stories I've ever seen in a game ever. And it goes to a wild place, man. This game's story goes to a wild place. I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you want to know what this game leads up to, you're going to have to figure it out yourself, because god damn does it have some ideas. Doesn't quite stick the landing, but my god, it's the effort that counts. Binary Domain is a very cool game. I like it more than Superstar Saga. I like it more than Freelancer. It's a better game than Halo 2. It's a better game than Halo 3. I think. I like it more than Silent Hill 2. I like it more than Tales of Symphonia. I do not like it as much as Mirror's Edge. So it's our new number 80. Binary Domain by Ryuga Gotoku. That's a difficult name to say. I have my original physical copy right here. This game had voice commands. You could hook up a microphone to your console or PC and attempt to order your squad mates around using voice commands, but it worked terribly. The voice commands were awful. They were not reliable. If you wanted to get the most fun out of this game, you needed to not use the voice commands. Okay, next game. What are we at? Oh, man, we're over 3 hours already? Fuck. Okay, we need to pick up some speed. Next game. Oh my god. Far Cry 3. To many people, it's still the best Far Cry game. It has a fantastic setting. Great main villain. It is the Far Cry game that shaped all the Far Cry games that came after it. All of the Far Cry games that came after Far Cry 3 are just copying the gameplay template started by Far Cry 3. It's a fantastic game. Far Cry 3, I think, is better than Mirror's Edge, it's better than Crysis, it's better than Peggle, it's better than Yoshi's Island, better than Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, it's better than Metroid Prime, it's better than Homeworld 2, it's better than San Andreas. I don't like it as much as Graw, so it goes here. Far Cry 3. Okay, next game. It is Sleeping Dogs. I have a copy of the PS3 version here. Sleeping Dogs is a really interesting open world crime sim. It's not really a crime sim because you're playing as a police officer, but it's a open world game of that type that is heavily inspired by Hong Kong cinema. This game has, for the time, fucking excellent hand-to-hand combat. It is some of the most fun I've ever had engaging in hand-to-hand combat in a game ever. It is a really, really fun game with some extremely good DLC content that also pulls a lot from classic Hong Kong cinema. And it's just all round just an excellent game. I like it more than Craw, I like it more than Picross 3D, I like it more than Jedi Outcast 2. It's a better game than Burnout Paradise. It's not as good as Persona 3. Sleeping Dogs, fantastic game. Okay. Next game. Back to Telltale Games, with maybe their best product they ever put out. The Walking Dead episodic game. Most people consider this to be Telltale's best game. I am among them. This game is fantastic. It is one of the best, I think, episodic games ever made. Can't seem to break the 1 hour per year. Yeah, that's a real problem for me. God damn it. My problem is I talk too much about the games. I get too much into talking about the games, and that's what takes up all the fucking time. I need to not do that. Okay, Walking Dead. Walking Dead is better than Pokemon Heart Gold. Better than Hitman 2. I don't like it as much as MechWarrior 4, so it's going here. There we go. Walking Dead by Telltale. And then we have one game left for 2012. One game left. It is a 3DS game. It is the only game from this franchise that I actually like. Well, that's not true. There is another game that I do like, but this is the one that this is my favourite from this entire franchise. And I haven't liked any of them as much since, and that is Fire Emblem Awakening. Fire Emblem Awakening is I still have my copy. Fire Emblem Awakening is in my personal opinion the best Fire Emblem game. Like, none of them come close. Like, this, it's crazy just how much better this game is than almost any of the other games in the franchise. It has, like, interesting characters, like, genuinely interesting characters. It's got a very well-written story. It's not just anime slop, like all the other Fire Emblem games are. I'm sorry if you're a Fire Emblem fan. I'm sorry if you're a Fire Emblem fan, but I'm sorry, but I find almost the entire rest of this franchise to be anime slop. This is one of the few games from this franchise that I think are actually extremely well written and the characters are genuinely interesting. This game's sick. It's really fucking good. it's got some interesting, yeah, exactly right. Fire Emblem has like become a dating sim basically with added combat now, which it's sad. It's like what have you done? You've turned your like prestigious series of like strategy games into a dating sim franchise with occasional combat, like with occasional strategy battles. Like it sucks now. Like this is the high watermark for the franchise for me. It's really fucking good, and take that as someone who really fucking hates anime slop. Like Awakening is legit. Awakening is a fantastic strategy game. It is, you know what? This beats Shining Force 3 for me. Until I played Awakening, Shining Force 3 was my favourite one of these of all time until Awakening came along and replaced it for me. This game's amazing. Awakening is better than... I like it more than Galaxy. In Galaxy 2, I like it more than Guitar Hero 2. I like it more than Minecraft. I like it more than Nuts and Bolts. I like this game more than Batman Arkham City. I like this game more than Persona 4. I like this game more than Rhythm Paradise. I like this game more than Little Big Planet 2. I like it more than Saints Row the Third. I like it more than Metal Gear Solid 2. I like it more than Skyrim. I do not like it as much as Odin Sphere, so it's a new number 11. Just outside of the top 10. Excellent strategy RPG. One of the best of all time. Anyway, okay. That's it for 2012. It looks like we're only going to get to do... I'm basically going to rush 2013 now, just in order to fit one more year out, because I keep yapping too much. I'm not going to bother grabbing my physical copies off the floor, because... Oh no, I can reach them. I can reach them, it's okay. They're right there. Here we go. We're just going to go. We're going to go... pretty quickly. So now we're up to 2013. Okay. 2013. We're starting with a downloadable puzzle game called Antechamber. Antechamber is a really interesting first-person puzzle game. That really has to be seen to be believed. It's a fucking incredible game. It messes with your reality, basically. I can't really describe this game. You kind of have to watch a video of it being played to understand what kind of puzzles this game has. Antechamber, I think, is a better game than Rise of Nations. I think it's better than Star Trek Bridge Commander. It's better than Plague Inc. It's not as good as Saints Row 2. Antechamber. Next game is another simulator game. This is a weird one. I never expected to like this game, but when I played it, I adored it. That is Farming Simulator 2013. Farming Sim 2013 is like the farming sim game that, like, for that brief 2 to 3 years where there was a sizable chunk of people way into the farming sim games. This is the game that kind of started that, right? And I played this game primarily on the Xbox 360 where it was just called Farming Simulator. This is a weirdly addictive game. I would never have imagined myself enjoying a farming sim, of like a realistic farming sim. But like Euro Truck Simulator 2, this game is weirdly satisfying to play. There's something really satisfying about preparing a field and then laying down the fertilizer and then waiting for the crops to grow and then harvesting the crops. I don't know, there's something really compelling about this. Farming Simulator is sick. It's a better game than Saints Row 2. I don't like it as much as Rayman Origins. So this goes here. There we go. Farming Simulator 2013. Okay, next game. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Here it is. Okay, don't worry. Okay, this next game we're going to rank is a sequel to a game we've ranked earlier. It is Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs. Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs is from the Chinese Room, the same developers as Dear Esther, and it is my favourite Amnesia game. I kind of love Machine for Pigs. It's not as scary as The Dark Descent, but I think the story is way more interesting. Also, it's got an incredible name, A Machine for Pigs. God damn, what a subtitle. Typically, this is usually people's least favourite Amnesia. This is my favourite Amnesia. This game's amazing. I like it more than Amnesia The Dark Descent. I like it more than Pixel Junk Shooter. I like it more than Worms World Party. I like it more than Binding of Isaac. I like it more than 2008 Prince of Persia. I like it more than Fez. I don't like it as much as Super Paper Mario. Machine for Pigs might be one of the most underappreciated horror games of all time. I think people were mainly just disappointed with it because it wasn't as scary as the first game. And especially with a name like Machine for Pigs, people had a lot of expectations, right? And when it didn't live up to those expectations, people just started shitting on it. Okay, next game we're going to rank. Speaking of divisive games that got a lot of shit when they came out. Gone Home. Gone Home is a very charming little narrative game where you are exploring a house and trying to figure out why your sister has disappeared. And I think it's delightful. I think this is a very, very, very interesting and charming and delightful little narrative game that got absolutely shit on when it came out by, I'm just going to call them shitheads. Shall we say bad people? And I think this game is delightful. I like it more than Thomas is Alone. I like it more than Wii Sports. I like it more than Deadly Alliance. I don't like it as much as Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's going here. It's our new 185. Next game. Next game is another downloadable game. It is Papers, Please. Papers, Please is a game where you are suffering the oh my god, it's happening again. My brain, I'm trying to summon a word and I know the word, but my brain won't give it to me, and it's really frustrating. What's another word for, like, red tape? Bureaucracy. There we go. You are a worker at a border station on the edge of a Eastern European country, and you are manning the border crossing, and you have to deal with increasing levels of, like, bullshit and bureaucracy in your little border crossing station. And it's a delightful little game where you are given a set of rules and you have to judge people based on those rules, and those rules keep changing as the game goes on. Papers, Please, I think, is a better game than Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but not as good as Tony Hawk Underground. Papers, Please has since spawned a genre of games with a similar gameplay loop, and they're all kind of great in their own way. Okay, next game is State of Decay, a open world zombie game where you have to look for supplies, rescue other survivors, and build little strongholds where you have to try and survive and hold back the hordes. This game is really fun. The first game is single player only, but it's incredibly fun nonetheless. It's one of the most fun zombie games I've ever played. State of Decay, I think, is a better game than Space Marine, but I don't think I like it as much as Killer 7. There we go, it's our new 180. Next game. Is... well, shit, hang on. One moment. Next game is Rayman Legends, the sequel to Rayman Origins. This game takes everything that was good about Rayman Origins and makes it even better. I have a Wii U copy with me. Oh god. Where is Rayman Origins? Where is that? Rayman Origins is all the way down in 208. Rayman Legends is a much, much better game. I would say it's better than Killer 7. I like it more than Championship Edition DX. I like it more than Afterburner Climax. I like it more than Warrior Within. It's a better game than Blood Rain 2. It's a better game than Shining Force. It's better than Project Rub. It's better than Super Meat Boy. It's better than Puzzle Agent. It's better than Beyond Good and Evil. It's better than Syndicate. I would not take it over Valkyria Chronicles. Excellent game. Okay. Next game. Before the next stream, I'm gonna have to make sure I've got all the proper box up before I start, because this has been a problem. Oh my god, are you serious? Why can't I? You know what? This one will do. This one will do. This is good enough. Next game, Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS, which some people consider to still be the best Animal Crossing game. I still have my original copy here. One of the best 3DS games. It's extremely good. I don't like it quite as much as the original Animal Crossing, but it is extremely good. It's better than WarioWare Inc. It's better than Medieval 2. It's better than Ikaruga. Better than Vampire the Masquerade. I like it more than Human Revolution. I don't like it as much as Viva Pinata. There we go. Next game. This is a very late PlayStation 3 game. This game came out basically like a couple of months before the PlayStation 4 launched. I want to say, oh, actually, maybe not. I know that this game came out very late in 2013, and it was not... Like, I forget. All I know is that it was a very late PS3 game, and I know it was relatively close to the PS4 launch. I don't know exactly how close, though. I don't remember. But this game's incredibly good. It is Puppeteer for the PlayStation 3. I still have my original copy here. We need to play Puppeteer at some point. This game is incredible. I love Puppeteer. This is one of my favourite PlayStation 3 games of all time. This game is wonderful. Very, very creative. It's better than Ratchet & Clank. I like it better than Sonic Adventure 2. I like it better than Rogue Squadron 2. I like it better than Cave Story. I like it better than L.A. Noire. I like it better than Hitman Contracts. I like it better than Fable 2. I like it more than Halo 2. I don't like it as much as Max Payne 1. Puppeteer. Okay. Next game. Another narrative game. It's the Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable is a really interesting and unique take on storytelling in games that is... Other people have tried to do stuff to make, to do something like the Stanley Parable. None of them have succeeded in making it as good. Stanley Parable is still one of the most interesting, narrative experiences that you can have in a video game. And the game itself is a commentary on the absurdity of video game stories, right? The absurdity of trying to write a story for a medium where the player can do practically anything, and it just works so well. Stanley Parable I like more than Puppeteer. I like it more than Max Payne. I like it more than Thousand Year Door. I like it more than Left 4 Dead. I like it more than Halo 3. I don't like it as much as Silent Hill 2. Okay. Next game. For the next game, we're heading to the Wii U for a game that I thought was pretty incredible when it first came out. That is Platinum's The Wonderful 101. This is one of my favourite Platinum games ever made. This game is amazing. It has such an incredible it has such... How do I describe this? It is a story that never stops one-upping itself. It never stops becoming more and more and more like... Again, my brain is robbing me of the words I want to use. I'm just gonna keep going. it keeps getting more and more insane and more intense. And every single mission is more ridiculous and over the top than the mission that came before it, and it's just amazing. Wonderful 101 is better than Mirror's Edge. Wonderful 101 is a better game than Peggle. Wonderful 101 is a better game than Homeworld 2. It's a better game than Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It is not as good as Far Cry 3, so it's our new number 75. Comfortably making it into the top 100. This game is amazing. It's got a very stiff learning curve. But if you can get your head around the controls and the learning curve, it's incredible. Okay. Next game. Back to Telltale. The Wolf Among Us. Another one of Telltale's best episodic games. The Wolf Among Us is an incredibly interesting take on fairy tales, and it is I think a very good story. Definitely worth playing. I think Wolf Among Us I like Wolf Among Us more than Far Cry 3. I like it more than Rhythm Paradise. I like it more than Soul Calibur 2. I like it more than The Sands of Time. I like it more than Picross 3D. I don't like it as much as Virtua Fighter 5. So it's our new number 68. Okay, next game. Staying with the Wii U, we have... Oh, sorry, not staying with the Wii U. Going back to the Wii U, we have Super Mario 3D World, the one with the cat suits. I have an original copy here. This is an excellent 3D platformer. I think it's the best 3D platformer on the Wii U. People should play this game. It's really fucking good. It is best played with other people. It's an excellent co-op platformer. You can convince people to play it with you. This game is much, much better. You can get 3 other people to sit down and play this with you. This game is incredible. It's a better game than Time Splitters 2. It's better than Burnout Paradise. It's better than Red Dead Redemption. I like it more than Wipeout HD. I like it more than Okami. It's better than Halo 1. I like it more than Max Payne 2. I like it more than The Walking Dead. I like it more than MechWarrior 4. I like it more than Darksiders. I don't like it as much as Outrun 2006. A new number 42. Awesome. Okay. Next game. It's another divisive one. It is BioShock Infinite. BioShock, I really like BioShock Infinite. I know it's become a very divisive game in the years since it came out. Some of the writing maybe hasn't aged super well. Some of the in-game depictions of certain groups maybe aren't appreciated anymore. People have kind of poked holes in the story a lot since the game came out, but I still think BioShock Infinite is a phenomenal game, and I still really enjoy this game's story. I like this game more than Mario 3D World. I like this game more than the Galaxy games. I like it more than Guitar Hero 2. Oh man, I like this game more than Gears of War 1. I don't like it more than Beatles Rock Band. So it's... Oh my god. Uh-oh. I've lost connection to Google Sheets. I can't do anything to Google Sheets. I can't add a new... Why can't I add a new... What? What? Hang on. What is going on? Let me just Why is Google Sheets failing me? What the fuck? Wow, this is bad. Fuck. Oh, come on. We were almost there. Google... Google Docs has stopped working. What is going on? Google Docs. I can connect to the list of documents, but when I try and open the document, it refuses. What is going on? Well, that fucking sucks. What the fuck is happening? Well, rip. Yeah, rip. What the fuck? I'm still connected to the internet. I'm still streaming, but for whatever reason, Google Docs is just like, no, you can't access your document. Fuck you. Well, shit. Let me just check something. Can I access it on my phone? Hang on. Yes, I can. I can access this sheet on my phone. Why can't I access it on the fucking web browser? What is going on? Hang on, I'm going to close the web browser. Yeah, I'm going to try on the other. I'm going to try on Opera. Hang on. What the fuck? Hang on. How strange. Okay, it's back. It's back. We got it back. Okay, I think it might have just been Edge. If you didn't know, Microsoft Edge fucking sucks. It's a really bad browser. Fuck Microsoft Edge. I don't know why I bother using it sometimes. Jesus Christ. Okay, BioShock Infinite. I like BioShock Infinite more than Halo 1. I like it more than Max Payne 2. I know, right? I know, right? Fuck me for using Edge. What the fuck? I did it to myself. I did it to myself. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know. I find I just don't want to use Chrome. I don't want to use Chrome. BioShock Infinite is a better game than MechWarrior 4. But it's not as good as Plants vs. Zombies. There we go. I know this game is divisive, but I still really like it. BioShock Infinite is still my favourite BioShock game. Rank all internet browsers from beginning of time, I dare you. Don't fucking test me, I'll do it. I'll do it. We'll start with CompuServe. Let's go all the way back. Okay, so we've got 2 left. 2 games from 2013 left. Okay. We are returning to the Assassin's Creed franchise for my personal favourite Assassin's Creed game. Can you guess what one it is? That's right. It's Black Flag. Black Flag is an incredible game. I have a physical copy right here. It remains to me my favourite Assassin's Creed game ever. It is the best. Ubisoft basically captured lightning in a bottle with this game because they've tried to reproduce the success of Black Flag multiple times since. Like, they put out Assassin's Creed Rogue, which was a very obvious, like, oh my god, Black Flag did so well, put another one out as quickly as possible game. Rogue is like okay, but nowhere near as good. They did that Skull and Bones game, which was literally just the ship combat from Black Flag. That game was terrible. I think Ubisoft are looking to remake Black Flag. I think they're working on a Black Flag remake that they're going to try and put out at some point. That's fucking hilarious. I like it more than Assassin's Creed 2. I like Black Flag more than Outrun 2006. I like Black Flag more than Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Black Flag, I think, is a better game than F-Zero GX. I think it's a better game. It's better than Gears of War 2. It's better than Borderlands. It's better than Fallout 3. It's better than Nuts and Bolts. It's not better than New Vegas. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is our new number 22. Okay, and now we have just one game left of 2013, and this game will have to be our final game of the stream because goddamn, this takes forever. Every time I think I've got a handle on how long this video is going to be, it always takes longer than I plan. What the fuck? The best game, the highest ranked game for me of 2013 was Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. This is an incredible video game. It is one of the best Metal Gear Solid games. No, it's one of the best Metal Gear games. It's not a Metal Gear Solid game. It's one of the best Metal Gear games. It's one of the best Platinum games still. This game is incredible. Both visually, both from the way it looks, the way it plays, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack is incredible. This is the game where you're in a boss fight, and then you have like pretty intense ripping music in the boss fight, and then you get the boss down to half health, and then the lyrics kick in when you get the boss down to half health, and it's amazing still to this day. This game holds up so well. Rising is incredible. It's fucking amazing. What an amazing game. It's better than Arkham City. It's a better game than Persona 4. It's a better game than Street Fighter 4. It's better than Saints Row the Third. It's a better game than Fire Emblem Awakening. I like it more than Mass Effect. I like it more than Resident Evil 4. I like this game more than Metal Gear Solid 4. I like this game more than Oblivion. I like it more than Portal 2. I like this game more than Half-Life 2. I do not like it more than Dark Souls 1. It's our new number 2. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is a hell of a video game. Still to this day, one of Platinum's best games. And that's gonna have to be it. Shit. Once again, I am a year short of what I had intended to do, and that's weird, that's embarrassing, so, These videos are supposed to be getting shorter, not longer, damn it, what the fuck? Anyway, next time we're going to have to start from 2014. Jesus Christ. Crazy. We have ranked a total of 244 games. Remember, all of these games are favourites of mine, so even the game at the very, very bottom of the list is still, in my mind, a good game. Oh my god. What am I doing? What is the point of this? Why do I keep going? Why am I doing this to myself? God. But still, we've got a new number 1 and a new number 2. Awesome stuff. I knew Half-Life 2 couldn't hold on to the number 1 spot forever, and it got pushed down by 2 places this video. Awesome. Anyway, that's going to have to be it. We are now at 3 hours and 46 minutes. That's fucking way too long. Thank you for joining me. My name is Therealbluedragon, and I hope to see you again next time. Goodbye, everyone.